Honestly, before I found out about Honey, seeing the promo code box at checkout stressed me out. Like, should I be typing something in there? Is there a code? Oh! Just knowing that there could be a discount out there made me worry about overpaying every time I shopped online. Thankfully, now I have Honey. It's a free browser extension that scans the internet for coupon codes, then, like magic, bring, it automatically applies the best one to your cart at checkout. Honey will find you every coupon code, sale, or discount on over 20,000 sites like Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, GameStop, Newegg, and more. So you might ask, how do I know Honey really works? Well, they've got your back. Not only did Honey test over 1 billion promo codes last year, but it actually applied 185,067,086 working codes to people's orders. Those commas mean it's a big number. Not to mention the subscribers who have already downloaded Honey saved over $83,000. That's ... a lot of real life savings. With Honey, there's literally no stress when you see that promo code box at checkout. Why, just look at the money I saved getting Alita Battle Angel. A movie everyone should see because it's really good and I want sequels. Go buy that after downloading Honey. In fact, use Honey. That's like 2 good things at once. It's good. You can download Honey right away at joinhoney.com/nostalgia. Honey is for everyone because it works for practically anything you buy online. And downloading it is easy. It only takes 2 clicks to install. Look, there's really no reason not to download Honey. In fact, you can celebrate by having real Honey afterwards. But this is better than real Honey. It's free to use and easy to install on your computer in just 2 clicks. You can't do that with real Honey. Real Honey costs money, and it's food. Stupid food! Never overthink about the promo code box again. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/nostalgia. That's joinhoney.com/nostalgia. Thanks again to Honey for sponsoring this video. And I mean the website, not the dirty food. It comes from Filthy Bees' butts. Go!
What's up, everybody? You like the opener? That's a taste. That's just a little taste of what's gonna come. A little taste of what's gonna come next week. Because I am a man of the people, and the people have spoken. And the people have said that the Kino Corner, that being myself, needs to review Doug Walker's The Wall. His masterpiece, his magnum opus, The Wall. Probably better than Alan Parker's version, if I'm gonna guess. I actually have not seen all of Nostalgia Critic's The Wall yet. I was thinking of watching it on stream today as a sort of Valentine's Day stream. We can watch Nostalgia Critic's The Wall together. But I'm afraid that because of how many songs, and he actually put songs on Spotify, I'm afraid that it's going to get copyright blocked. So maybe tonight, for all my Discord peeps, we can watch Nostalgia Critics The Wall in Discord VC. That might be fun. That might be a good bonding experience for all of us. And I've seen the first 20 minutes. I've seen up to the Honey ad, and with the Honey ad, that 2-minute long Honey ad, it's just like, okay, I think that's enough Doug Walker for me. And I think that The Wall is going to be my introduction to the Awesomeverse, whatever you call it, Channel Awesomeverse, because I think we should just see your Twitter feed. yeah, my Twitter feed as I'm watching The Wall. Yeah, that would actually be good, wouldn't it? That would be fun. Just my thoughts. So I'm actually I'm going a little bit above and beyond for this The Wall video. I've been thinking of making it more like a little short film sort of thing, and making it like way over the top in the way that Doug Walker made his review of The Wall way over the top. Now mine won't be 40 minutes long. Mine will probably be about 10. But I've had a lot of ideas. Like, what if Schuler, who you guys might know, he was in my Possessor video and my Halloween video. What if Schuler kidnaps me and ties me to a chair and puts a Oculus? He has an HTC Vive, So what if he puts like the HCC vibe on me and I like has the wall on loop and like the whole video is me like in therapy talking about like why I cracked, like why I went crazy, and I'm remembering all of this, and then it's having like this almost like psychedelic breakdown of Doug Walker's The Wall. That's kind of where I'm leaning to right now. I'm going to be thinking about it for the next few days because I'm kind of taking a break from making videos since that last one sort of burned me out a little bit. But let's see what you guys are saying. Did you ever see the Medicare videos on the channel Awesome People? Yes, I did. Yeah, I did see them. I watched all of them. I think I watched all of them a few times too, just because their stories are pretty funny. You know, Spoonie especially, and Linkara. Just all those guys are goofballs. They're just spazzes, you know. And it's fun to sort of, I don't know. It's just, it's their own personal lives are more interesting than their videos. That's something about. Let's see. Gahul says, "Watch to Boldly Flee. It's 30 minutes better than The Godfather Part 2." Yeah, it's really long, isn't it? The Godfather Part 2 is how long is it's over 3 hours, right? It's like 3 or it is 3 hours. Smash that like button. Yes, guys, smash that like button. And hey, guys, today's Valentine's Day. If you're in the chat, you probably don't have a date, except now you do, because your date is the Kino Corner. I'm your date. I am your Valentine's date, and I got you all a Valentine's present that we will all be enjoying together. This is why my stream was a little. This is why my stream was a little bit late. I decided to go out and get a Valentine's Day cookie cake so that people at Publix, right, would think that I have a date, when in reality I'm streaming to a bunch of men on YouTube eating a cookie cake in front of them. But I think that's a little bit more based, if I am going to be honest. In The Wall's Comfortably Numb, the doctor gives the guy medicine to make him feel better. The medicine could be the Kino pill. It would help you get through the review. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. You know, I'm definitely going to be doing stuff like overlaying my face, just like freaking out on like while Doug Walker is doing his shit. You know, the thing, so I watched some clips from The Wall. And the thing that gets me is that he has these set pieces where he goes like far and away, like he goes above and beyond, right, for some of these set pieces. And then it's just like cuts to people in front of white walls. You know, it cuts to people like obviously they just got some random shot inside an office building or inside like their office. And it's like, okay, dude, you know, like it's cutting between these like, I'm not going to say high production value because really there isn't any YouTube video with high production value, but for YouTube, high production value. And it cuts to like the lowest production value possible. And it's pretty jarring. And the fact that he got the guy from Slipknot to basically just sing the SpongeBob SquarePants movie song, or the SpongeBob SquarePants song, it's just sort of bizarre. And it feels like beneath him to do it, you know? I don't know. Like, it's strange. I don't know how I'm gonna. The problem for me isn't the story, right? Because, I mean, this video is essentially just going to be a big shit post, and it's going to be the story of how it made me go crazy. That's not necessarily the problem for me, you know. Me watching the Nostalgia Critics Wall and going absolutely nuts. The problem for me is, how do I analyze this? What do I even have to say? What do I say? Do I make it like The Wall, where basically at the end he's like, yeah, it's a pretty good film? Where maybe at the end of this I go, yeah, it's a pretty shitty video, you know? Like, what do I do? Weird to see you without your eye patch. Yeah, you know, actually that was JU that put the eye patch on me. I took that picture when I was out in La Jolla. So that's a Cali picture. Hey, I saw your video on Brisson. Awesome video. It made me appreciate Brisson so much more and made me subscribe. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. What part of the cookie cake should I eat first? Chat decides. Yeah, chat decides, I guess. Let me see. I'm going to check Discord, see if any of you hoes are trying to get in the VC. No one's trying to get in. Okay, yeah, hey, I, for some reason, cannot see my chat, like, in, okay, all right, I'm trying to do, YouTube likes to censor you guys. I don't censor anybody. I let everyone say whatever the hell they want. I'm very anti-censorship. You can call me names. Eat from the middle out, the right side. Okay, you can call me names. I don't delete any comments. I don't do any of that pussy shit. You know, I had one guy comment. He's like, "You sound like a sissy," and you know what? Didn't hurt me because I know what I fucking sound like, but I still left it up there. He has a right to his own opinion. I may not like it, but that's his right. Eat the whole thing in a single bite. It's because gamers are oppressed. Eat from the middle out. You know what? You guys are going to have to come up with some sort of like consensus here. So I don't know how to do a poll. You know what? How about this? If you want me to eat from the middle out, press 1 in the chat. If you want me to start from the right side, this is the right side for me, press 2. You should have pinned a comment. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have pinned a comment. Sometimes I like doing that. Like if somebody's like shit talking me in the comments, I like to pin it. I don't know. I like having back and forth. I like the banter on the internet. For me, it's just fun. Okay, I'm getting some 1s and some 2s here. 1. Okay, there's 1, 2. Okay, there's 2 2s. All right, it's going in a particular direction. It's definitely going in a particular direction here. I'll let, okay. Billy, you can only vote once. All right, you know what? Okay, guys, you win. All right? Not that there was really any winning. Put the cookie cake in a blender with some whole milk and have a cookie cake milkshake. You want to know something? Weird fact about me is I don't drink milk. I don't know. I have like the psychological. I don't mind ice cream. I don't mind milkshake, but straight up milk. I don't know. It just makes me feel weird. You know, because I grew up on a farm, so I see cows get milked all the time, and I don't know. Like at a certain point, I was like, isn't it weird that I'm like, I don't know, drinking this fluid that came out of this animal? I mean, I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian or anything by any stretch of the imagination. I love meat, but milk for me, cow's milk is like way below. I think we all know the kind of milk I like. All right, guys, here we go. I'm gonna eat this like here, this first flower. I'm gonna eat this first flower, but it's gonna be way too hard to like prop this up and like show it to you guys, so I'm just gonna cut it down here. I'm gonna continue talking because talking is what I do best. So actually for my beginner's guide to cinema, there was some stuff that I ended up having to cut out because the project was just JUTV says milk me daddy. Okay. The project was just getting too big for to do solo. I do all my stuff by myself. I was initially going to have a section in there about the Czech New Wave. And I was going to have a section in there about the 90s independent scene. And I was thinking, too, about showing the rise of digital. No, I do not drink soy milk. I do not drink soy milk or almond milk. I just drink black coffee, pretty much. But anyways, yeah, so I was going to do a thing on like the Czech New Wave. I was going to do a thing on like the rise of digital cinema, rise of digital cameras, because like the first digital cameras kind of actually were developed by Kodak, I think, back in the late 70s or something like that. But then the project would have been, in my opinion, a bit too bloated. It would go on too long, and I wanted to have, basically, like when I make my videos, I like to have it so that it's streamlined and telling a certain story. And in order to do that, I have to cut stuff out. So, I ended up, like the whole Satyajit Ray stuff, I actually added in post because I was like, you know what, I should add in Satyajit Ray because he's like, Bollywood is huge, Indian cinema is huge. I should add in the master. He's kind of the master of not just of Indian cinema, but he's just one of the masters. He makes great films. I was tossing up with like including Iran in the world cinema. I was thinking, okay, if there are other countries. I saw somebody in my comments say like, what about cinema Nuevo in Brazil? I thought about that. I thought about Mexico. I thought about Canada. Like these other countries. But the thing is, it would have made everything too long. I didn't want this to be the Heaven's Gate of the Kino corner. So I've been thinking of some ideas to for later. Beginner's Guide to Cinema Part 2, where I thought about that, where I essentially pick up right after New Hollywood, and I talk about the kind of not the big mainstream stuff, but I talk about some of the other film movements, maybe talking about the rise of the kid movies, like the teen films in the 80s and things like that. Maybe talk about people like John Waters, John Hughes, going into the 90s, getting into Darren Aronofsky, Paul Thomas Anderson, Wes Anderson. That's also, I mentioned Wes Anderson and Richard Linklater because they both kind of came out in the late 80s, early 90s. But there were plenty of other directors that became fairly prominent in the 90s to today, and then also talking about the rise of Disney as far as like Marvel, because that is a big thing. I mean, a lot of people know about it. That's the thing. And with his first one, I wanted to cover things that people weren't necessarily as familiar with, like older films, The Hays Code, VistaVision, things like that. I wanted this to be a lot of new knowledge for people, and and so maybe with the second one that I might do in the summer, I'm taking a few months off from making a big video. This next video probably won't be as long, and then I might do and the rise of the sort of maybe like, and with that I might include another world tour where I cover some of the other countries that I wasn't able to cover in the first one, and giving some recommendations, as well as maybe going a little bit more modern with some of these countries, like with Japan and with South Korea. Japan and and talking about like Asian extreme, those movements, and as far as talking about American cinema and other cinema in general, and Beginner's Guide to Cinema Part 2, I'd probably also talk about Dogma 95 and Mumblecore, because those were big in the 90s and like 2000s and things like that, talking about those kinds of movements and how really it's the kind of the rise of digital cinema. The rise of digital cinema allowed for these film movements like this. But anyways, let me look at chat here. No women, ideal Valentine's Day stream. Yes. Review, watched the movie Day of Resurrection, specifically the original Japanese cut, a hidden classic. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. I was going to do, and it might still be on the table, I was going to do a collab with Oki's Weird Stories. It's going to be after he puts out his Jacob Wool video. So my collab with him might be this month or next month, depending upon how soon he finishes his video. But I was going to do a collab with him about this old Japanese movie. It's not that old. It's from the 70s, called The Man Who Stole the Sun. And so I'm making a segment on The Man Who Stole the Sun about how the film was made. It's a pretty crazy film if you guys haven't seen it. I'm kind of mad you didn't include the AVGN movie Yeah, you know what? The AVGN movie is going to be. I'm going to review the AVGN movie this year as part of my like YouTuber reviews series. Obviously, The Wall is next, but the AVGN movie is going to be after that. And then maybe Space Cop, and then or maybe Lover. Maybe I should. Are you in a Minecraft house? No, I'm in my clinic actually, the clinic where I work at. My internet at my house, I'm kind of like Emp Lemon, where I kind of live in BFE, Florida. And the internet at my house sucks, so I have to come to my work on the weekends to stream. That's why, did the man who stole the sun know the man who sold the world? Good question. And did they know the man who fell to earth? That's it. If you guys haven't seen The Man Who Fell to Earth, highly recommended. Highly recommended. Only losers celebrate Valentine's Day, says the Estonian in the chat. Hey, everyone, press 1 in the chat if Estonians are not welcome here. Yeah, just press 1 in the chat if this is not a safe space for Estonians. Let's get those ones. Let's show Yuhan what's up. But all right, here we go. All right, guys. I did it. All right, first flower. You know what I was thinking of doing today, actually? You know what I was thinking of doing today? I was like, maybe I should get like, these Valentine's Day cupcakes and make sure that it's like, white, red, and blue. And then on stream, just taking the icing and smearing it on my face to make it like the Joker face paint. Yeah, no Estonians. Oh man, this is rich. Guys, you're gonna see me have a sugar high. I can't take too much of that at once. I'm gonna be honest here. I think that those are the only 2 bites I'm gonna take. The sugar really gets to me. I gotta tell you, I'm a normal guy. I'm a nice enough guy. I'm a cool guy. And then I get a little bit of sugar in me, and I go a little bit cuckoo. I go a little bit whoo. Did you guys see the Justice League trailer today? Did you guys see the Justice League trailer today? How Jared Leto's Joker says, we live in a society. You guys see that? I was laughing. I was laughing my ass off. I mean, I could literally just like play that just over and over again until the end of time. Just Joker saying, we live in a society. It's Jared Leto's Joker too, like the worst one, and his makeup just looked, I don't know what the hell his makeup was all about. It looked like he just like, I'm not going to say it because it's kind of disgusting, but with red just kind of going like this, get some thoughts in your head, some bad thoughts. Yeah, there is another Justice League. It's the Snyder Cut coming to HBO Max or whatever. HBO Max like next month or something. They just released the first trailer for it. And he says, hello, I wish you a good Valentine's Day and prosperity for your channel. Thank you. Play the trailer on stream. Do you think I'll get copyright striked if I play the trailer on stream? Let me see. Please play it, I agree. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit of a boomer, all right? So just Just give me a second here. Let me you guys talk amongst yourselves while I'm trying to figure out this dang OBS, you know what I mean? All right. Justice League. Snyder Cut. Here we go. Let me show this. Which one do I click on? I'm guessing this one.
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become family.
So you got, it's very dark. It's very.
Been wrong.
Oh, you gotta listen. Shh.
Out in the dark, among the stars, the god is dead.
Very deep. Very deep stuff.
I had a dream.
Cool.
Almost like a premonition. I think there's an attack coming.
My lord, this world will fall.
I just want to say, look at this dude. Look at this dude. I mean, like, they're trying to take themselves seriously. And it's trying to be like, the god is dead. I had a dream. Like, Batman being all Martin Luther King. And then it's like, this is the bad guy. The dude looks like a hammerhead shark. Look, I'm not a big comic book reader. I don't know much about the Justice League. I don't know much about that. But this is honestly kind of cringe. But it gets better. Don't worry.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance to defend ourselves.
How do you know your team's strong enough? If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes you the rest of your life, find out what that reason is.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
Yes. Now wait.
No. It has to.
Okay, guys, wait for it.
We live in a society
Yes!
where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
Wait, let's listen to that again, guys. That was too good. That was too good.
We live in a society.
Yes! Yes, we do. All right, guys, so let's go back. Let's come back here. We live in a society! Guys! Guys! Batman! Batman! We live... Well, of course Joaquin is superior. They should... I mean, but the thing is that... Can you imagine Joaquin's Joker in this universe where it's just like all CGI? Is this... And here's the funny thing, too, is that it's... It's in 4:3, and people are like going like, "What's with the aspect ratio?" I know what it is. He thinks it's artsy fartsy to have it like in a 4:3 aspect ratio because that's what that's like the cool thing to do now is to have the 4:3. I mean, I guess I'm one to talk since my webcam is technically in 4:3. However, that was not my choice. Okay, I mean you're still viewing this in a 16:9 wide screen. 4:3, you got the little window into the Kino corner soul right here. I know that Snyder wants to be Todd Phillips. Maybe. He just has... The thing about Snyder, right, is it's sort of like you can't hate the guy. It's like you can't hate Michael Bay. Because when you go into a Snyder film, when you go into a Michael Bay film, you know exactly what you're going to get. They make the exact same kind of movies. Like, each Snyder film is really inherently the same in a lot of ways. You could argue that he's an auteur in that sense, but his movies aren't ever really that good. But when you watch a Snyder film, you know it's a Snyder film. So if you go into a Snyder movie and you're like, that's not what I expected, then really the fault is on you. Yeah, Snyder didn't know what button to press to change the ratio. So I've seen people saying, well, that's the IMAX ratio. 4:3 is not the IMAX ratio, if I am correct, because IMAX ratio is a little bit different. But most cameras actually shoot on 4:3. So when you shoot anamorphic, you're actually shooting on 4:3. 4:3 is the standard 35 millimeter ratio. It's the standard ratio really for any kind of filming, and a lot of times widescreen is either a crop or it's an expansion, depending upon how you get that. But yeah, for most cinema cameras, 4:3 is the standard. Yeah, there's no way that We Live in a Society is a coincidence. No way. And here's the thing too, right? Looking at the trailer, you if it didn't have that We Live in a Society thing at the end, everyone would have forgotten it. Like, literally, people would have forgotten it by now. Because it's a whole bunch of messy CGI action that looks ugly, with like pretentious voiceover dialogue, like "we killed the god," and shit like that. Stuff really like that's not gonna sell the movie, and that's why they also kind of left it at the end with the "We Live in a Society," because that's gonna be the last thing you remember about the trailer. And he knew that it was a meme, knew it right off the bat. So yeah, it's definitely intentional. They knew what they were doing. The lighthouse, hear the sirens. The feds are coming for me. I Fed posted on Twitter way too many times. The lighthouse was not in 4:3, Yuhan. It was in 1.19:1. Remember that. But yeah, Snyder's films, in a way, Michael Bay is better than Snyder, because Michael Bay knows that his stuff is just trashy popcorn flicks. And he doesn't try to be smart. He doesn't try to be anything more than that in his films. But Snyder is in this weird space where he makes stuff that's about the same level as Michael Bay, yet he, he's like, these movies are for adults. And he has like this corny, pretentious dialogue scattered throughout his movies. That are, it's like this, I'm 14 and this is deep kind of stuff, So, in a way, I almost prefer Michael Bay because he knows exactly what he is. They should have brought back Jason Alexander to play Joker to say it. Jason Alexander with the baseball bat. Yeah, let me see. Does anyone in my Discord want to hop on? I don't know if you guys are in the... I see OGs. And, oh my god, you guys are taking pictures of me and putting in my thing. OG, you might be Fed posting a little bit too much for me to bring you on. I don't want to get like community guidelines. Have you seen Michael Bay's 13 Hours? I'm doing a review of the film. Yeah, I have seen 13 Hours. I actually think that it's just one of his better movies. For what it was, I thought it was fairly well made. I know I might be like, oh no, Kino is not Kino, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to approach each movie differently, right? You can't be like going into 13 Hours And you can't be going into 13 hours and thinking you're getting Fellini. I went to 13 hours wanting a decent action movie, and honestly, it's a decent action movie. You know, I thought John Krasinski did a good job, and I thought that the pacing overall was pretty good. It's, you know, it's an average. It's maybe even a little bit better than average for what it is. It's not going to be in my top 10 movies of all time. It's not going to be in my top 200 movies of all time, but I enjoyed my time with it. And movies like that, that's really at the end of the day what you want. You just want to enjoy your time with films like that. It's not going to make you think any deep thoughts. It's not going to like change your life or anything. But not every film is going to do that. At the end of the trailer, the Riddler turns to the camera. These pretzels' dramatic pause are making me thirsty. Oh, God. That was a great episode of Seinfeld. I grew up watching Seinfeld. So, 13 hours, why? 13 hours is better than Lone Survivor. Yeah, I'd agree. Have you seen those videos of Peter Berg just like freaking out on set? Just like yelling and cussing people out. Just like basically having tantrums over everything. And there's this great one where Peter Berg is in the editing room with Michael Bay. And Peter Berg is just like screaming at his editor, and he's just like, I'm fucked. Like, you know, he's just going like, he's just like blowing up. And Michael Bay's just like lying on the couch going like, you're not fucked. We'll figure it out. Come on. Let's think of a solution. And I'm like, that actually gave me a lot of respect for Michael Bay, and it made me lose a lot of respect for Peter Berg. Do you think that in some future there will be adaptations that are movies and not just comics brought into a screen? Wait, what? Adaptations that are movies brought into a screen. I don't really understand the question. There's been adaptations of everything already, you know, adaptations of other movies. I mean, if you think about it, The Big Lebowski is kind of an adaptation of The Big Sleep. Adaptations of video games, adaptations of books, adaptations of comic books. I mean, really all what the comic book stuff is it's just it's a fad. And I kind of see it as on the way out. You know? It's not like there's going to be no more comic book movies in the next 5 years, but I think that generally, culturally speaking, it is on its way out. But I could be wrong. I could be right. We'll have to wait and see. You know, it's not up to me. I mean, if it was all up to me, right, the comic book movies would have been out years ago, because they're all the same. But, you know, here's the thing. I think that like basically every comic book movie being the same is part of the reason why people watch them. They know what they're going to get. They know that when they pay $15 for a cinema ticket or whatever, they know exactly what they're going to get. Look at my server. Okay, I'll look at my server here. Not Fed posting today. Fleep. Don Kino, ready. Let me find... Okay, Fleep. All right, I'll bring Fleep on. And I'll bring OG on. All right, you guys are on.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello. Let me... I think OG, you're a little bit... Let me turn your volume down a little bit. Okay, talk.
Is that better?
Yeah. Okay, that's better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, people usually have to turn me down.
Yeah. All right, I turned you down a little bit. Yeah, so I was just talking about Marvel. Just comic book movies in general. I think they're on the way out. Possibly because of COVID, actually.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a major roadblock. I mean, people are it's one of those things where it's all about building hype to the next one, right? It's like the cliffhanger. Oh no, there's Thanos 2 in Avengers 8. You know, like that kind of constant momentum. I think that the momentum's been broken, and once you get people out of the habit of going to the cinema with families, I mean, that's the whole premise. I think that's going to be a major problem. And if they don't come back with, like, I don't know what the lineup is for what they're bringing the new ones out, but if they don't come out swinging with like Dark Knight level comic book movies, I think that it's definitely going to be hastening the decline.
Yeah, well, what I think is that, in a weird way, I think that DC might end up faring a little bit better than Marvel in the long run. Now, I could be completely wrong, because DC DC's movies tend to be fairly insular. They've had the Justice League stuff up to this point, but it doesn't look like they're going to do, like they tried to do the cinematic universe. I don't know if they're going to try to do it again. But with the success of Joker, and Joker wasn't tied to any cinematic universe.
Yeah.
With that success, and and having these sort of different movies that sort of like exist on their own, I think that might end up being where comic book movies go from here on out, because it's a huge undertaking to have a cinematic universe, and it costs a lot of money. I mean, if you think about how much money they put into the MCU, that's many, many billions of dollars. And for this for COVID to essentially just kill the momentum to the point where the only Marvel thing that's come out in the last year was WandaVision, which I guess some people like and some people don't. I'm not really interested in
I
watching
completely
it.
forgot that existed.
Yeah,
That is.
yeah. That's the only thing Marvel-wise has come out in a year is WandaVision, and it's just like a sitcom parody. And it's like, there's no big bad guy to build up to. Are they going to do Galactus or something like that? I mean, at the end of the day, structurally, it's going to be the exact same thing as Thanos. On top of that, Chadwick Boseman died. So they're going to have to replace Black Panther, one of the most popular heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron
It
Man's
depends on if they
always
depend.
been-
Do they want to replace like him like as a just recast it, or
No,
do they want to get a
no.
new character?
What I heard is that they're going to get a new character, like somebody else is going to take up the helm of Black Panther.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, wow. So you had several movies. You had several movies of like Civil War, Black Panther, all the Avengers movies, building up Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa as like this big, audience getter, and he dies. I mean, it's not like he had it. It's nothing against him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what cancer does, but it's a problem for the company. Yeah. Now it's like they have to start from scratch with this character that was one of their most popular characters. And I got to say, the Black Panther movie sucked. I did not like Black Panther.
Yeah.
I saw like part of one over the shoulder of somebody on an airplane. It didn't look that interesting at all. But yeah, I totally agree with your outlook. I think that honestly, it's kind of ironic how it ended up playing out, because I think DC is uniquely poised with this kind of strategy, this Joker strategy of one-off individual. I think DC has the better character lineup. I'm not interested in like Ant-Man, like
Yeah.
Me neither.
Like at all. Ant-Man, Wasp. I mean, they were talking about Wasp and Ant-Man 2. Obviously, all that stuff is off the table now because of COVID. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, they were talking about coming out with like Ant-Man 3, the Wasp. I mean, like all this crap. Like, what is it? The Inhumans, and it's just like, like
and
you were
that's
saying, like the amount of time that the amount of money and millions and billions of dollars that they have to spend to build up another entire universe for another eventual team up movie to defeat the big bad guy, which they have to defeat, because it's like, how else are you going to continue the story? Because if they all die, you can't do anything. Like cinematic, like narratively, that would be like very impactful if somebody like a major character died. I mean, obviously Iron Man's dead, I guess. I don't know how they're going to bring him back or whatever.
That's the thing, is that Iron Man was the biggest draw. Robert Downey Jr. was the biggest draw. He's gone.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman's gone. Captain America's gone. So they're going to be using these sort of like B-list.
B-list, yeah.
Yeah, B-list. I mean, it's like who's going to be who's like their next big, guy. I guess it's Spider-Man. I guess it's Spider-Man. But like Tom Holland is not near as entertaining. He's not near as charismatic as Robert Downey Jr.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I like skipped. Not only was it like a fatigue of superheroes in general, but like I mean, holy moly! Like how many more times do we need to see like Uncle Ben get shot? Like,
Yeah.
like
Infinitely more times.
I mean, just off the top of my head, we got the Sam Raimi 1, 2, and 3. Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then didn't they have 3 Marvel Spider-Mans in addition to the scene in Civil War? So like there were 3 standalone Marvel Spider-Man movies, right? Like I didn't see any of them.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Right?
There was there were 2 with Tom Holland, and then there was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was a separate thing.
But that was Miles Morales, right?
Yeah, that was Miles Morales. Yeah, so that was. I mean, that's a different... And supposedly the new Spider-Man movie they're making is essentially just Into the Spider-Verse, but live action. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I am, like, totally Spider-Man'd out. I mean, like...
Yeah, because there were the good Tobey Maguire ones, the Sam Raimi ones, which, when I say good, people like to say these were masterpieces of films. They weren't. Like, by a stretch, they weren't. But they were campy. They knew what they were. They were fun. They didn't take themselves seriously. They had good cinematography. Like they had personality to them, which the Marvel films today don't. They don't have personality to them, but the Sam Raimi ones did, and I think that's really what distinguishes them from the MCU. But it's like, so we had those. Then we had the Amazing Spider-Man films, 2 of those, I think, and then we had. Maybe there were 3. I don't know. I didn't really. I saw the first.
I think it was 3 Sam Raimi, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, which was Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
We had the scene in Civil War of Spider-Man, and then we had 2 standalone Tom Holland, and then we had Into the Spider-Verse. So that's like a lot right there.
Yeah.
That's just too much.
And the thing is that the Spider-Mans all got worse as they went along.
Yeah.
You know, like it really peaked at like. I know it's a meme to say it, but it really did peak at Spider-Man 2. And then it was downhill from there. Spider-Man 3 was still better than the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Tobey Maguire, like, Spider-Man 3 gave us so many great lines,
Memes.
like gonna cry.
Him walking down the street.
It's
the
honestly...
YouTube channel, Tobey Maguire in the MCU and just editing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man into random MCU.
That's just an automatic win.
Tobey Maguire's just a better actor than, like, he's legit
Holland,
he's just a better actor than Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield.
Has he been in anything lately?
Not that I can really recall.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but he was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You know, I don't know if you guys knew that he was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas at the very beginning. He has a really hilarious cameo. Did your husband make you that costume? Yeah, that's another great line. Spider-Man 3 is underrated. Yeah, it's honestly a really funny movie, Spider-Man 3. And I think that's the thing about the Sam Raimi ones, is that they were funny. Sam Raimi does have a sense of humor. And that sense of humor was kind of lost. We only needed the Raimi trilogy. They're almost schlocky, but I like them. It's like the OG comics. MCU Spider-Man doesn't have that style. Yeah, and with the MCU Spider-Man, he's like an Iron Man suit. They're basically making him into like a B-rated Iron Man. He's Iron Man that can shoot webs. You know?
And I really think that, like, what you were saying before about the whole DC, I think that it is going to be the way going forward as these one-off, R-rated, darker. I mean, that's the thing. The lineup is just better. I mean, you got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Joker, I was going to say Doc Ock, obviously not Doc Ock. I'm just got Spider-Man on the brain. The big baddies in DC. I'm not really familiar with the bad guys.
Well, okay. So I actually, you know, I think that if I was ever to direct a Batman or a comic book film, I would only do something that was Batman related.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see this Pattinson one where it's got the Riddler, because the Riddler in the comics was actually a very dark character, and you know, and so I'm interested to see like he killed babies in the comics, like in some of the more edgier Batman comics. Yeah, like he did really kind of crazy stuff. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But I think that, you know, with DC, there's there's a wider breadth of the kind of kind of films that you can make. Marvel's all fairly lighthearted. DC is sort of yes, sort of no. And Dark Horse Comics too. I could definitely. What was in Vertigo? Vertigo Comics. What was Sandman? Those were my favorites. Sandman was that Vertigo? Something like that. But anyways, if I was to do a comic book adaptation, it would probably be either Sandman, which I know has been in like development hell for a long time, or it would be Batman. I would want to do a sort of take on the Arkham Asylum comic, where he goes into Arkham Asylum and it's like this like psychedelic, surrealist horror. You can do that with DC properties. You can't really do that with Marvel. Marvel is pretty.
Umbrella Academy was through
Vertigo.
Dark Horse, wasn't it?
Dark Horse, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I didn't watch Umbrella Academy because it had it was the My Chemical Romance thing.
Yeah, no, but yeah, because like the dude.
I think there's a lot of car crashes outside right now. I don't know.
It sounds like it. So I'm trying to look into like how much did Netflix pay for the rights to that? Do they have like enough, and now that they have like a connection with Netflix and money? They should start making new ones. They have great.
They have 2 seasons. Here's the thing, and this is an interesting thing. Is I actually think that what you're going to see stuff with like Marvel films already. When you went to the cinemas, when you went to the cinemas to see Marvel movies, it wasn't really like you were going to see a movie. It was like you were going to see an episode in a television series.
Yeah.
And the Avengers films were all the season finales. So I think that with Marvel, they could end up being profitable. I think that their place really is on the small screen and not the big screen. I think that's why they've, I think was it Captain America and Falcon or something like that. Yeah. A lot of their stuff they're just putting on Disney Plus. I think that because their model was always like the television model. It always felt like watching a TV show. Marvel movies didn't really feel like movies. They felt like series.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna watch a series, I'd rather watch a good series. Like I'm watching Better Call Saul right now. Yeah, I'd rather watch something like that. Because, it's like, there's no characterization in these Marvel movies. Like, it's pretty much like Family Guy levels of characterization, where they might have some revelation, but then near the end, they're kind of back to square one. Because it's easier to sell toys, it's easier to sell franchises of very, like, 2D characters who are like, wow, that's Star-Lord. He likes to listen to Boomer Rock, and he likes to make jokes. Wow, that's Iron Man. He's cocky. He's arrogant. They never change.
He's been cocky and arrogant in the past 3 Iron Man movies and every Avengers. It's like, you see regression in some of these team-up movies. It's crazy.
Iron Man was the main character of the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by far. Yeah,
he's dead, so they can't do anything about that.
I thought 1 and 2, Iron Man 1 and 2 were good. 2 was not that good. 3 was just garbage.
Yeah.
And then it went downhill from there.
That was Shane Black that directed 3, right? Yeah. I didn't watch 3. I wasn't interested. Like,
yeah, I watched it one time and I was like, okay.
Remember Red Skull? What a cool costume! What an interesting character.
Let's have him in only 2 movies.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, like, of the evil, like, throwaway villains that were for, like, the original cast, I thought Red Skull was, like, can you name any of the villains in any of the Thor movies? Any of the, like...
No.
At least you know who Red Skull is, like...
Yeah.
Like,
with Thor, it was like...
I can't even name, like, Thor movies at all. They're all just so bad.
There was what was the main villain of the first one? It was like a robot or something that shot lava.
I thought it was Loki. I thought Loki was the bad guy.
Oh yeah. And then the second one was like elves or something.
And the thing with Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed Loki too, which basically lost them their Tumblr crowd.
But they lost.
Unfortunate.
They lost Loki. They lost everybody, like, important to try and like really bring people into like the theater or whatever.
I
Right?
mean, honestly, I don't know like what kind of like test audiences they were getting, but I can't imagine that it would have been that hard to figure out that nobody wants to like watch Ant-Man 5. Like the only reason anyone does movies is because of Iron Man, and that's the same for me. I only watch the ones with Iron Man pretty much.
Yeah.
Like in theaters. I mean, obviously, like if it's on TV or something, I might have seen the
Alan-
other ones.
Alan Sowersby says, no, do an episode on Twin Peaks: The Return. That's a great show. And I've thought about doing videos on shows. I know that some people, I know Vince, you've been telling me, Vince is in the chat here, like, oh, do a video on Breaking Bad, and some people have been saying do a video on Twin Peaks, because those are pretty much the two shows that I've seen. I don't really watch that many television shows, but I honestly don't know how to even like approach like a whole series. And if I was to do an episode, like it just feels weird. It's kind of like analyzing one scene out of a movie, analyzing one episode out of a thing. I guess if I was to analyze like an episode of a TV series, I'd probably analyze episode 8 of Twin Peaks: The Return, which is the black and white episode. Where the guy is like, this is the water, this is the well, drink full and descend. The horse is the white of the eyes and the dark within. I don't know if you guys have seen that episode where essentially the camera goes into a nuclear explosion and then it like takes place in this sort of alternate reality that's in black and white, and this like parasite is like crawling into people's mouths, and the people from the it's kind of like the Black Lodge world, and he's like crushing people's skulls, and he's like and he's basically like controlling people's minds with that poem. It's a great episode. It's probably honestly probably the best episode to ever air on TV, in my opinion.
Of like anything?
Like anything. I haven't seen anything honestly that's compared to it. And I know that like I watched all of Breaking Bad, and I really loved Breaking Bad. I really liked Breaking Bad. But the thing about Breaking Bad is it is fairly straightforward. It's a good character study. It's a good character study of several different people. But I'm definitely like, I'm into the weird shit, And so Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks: The Return is more my cup of tea. Twin Peaks: The Return is much greater than Twin Peaks. Ozymandias, best episode of Breaking Bad. Yeah, Ozymandias, probably the best episode. I mean, if not just for the meme of Walter going and then falling over.
So good.
Gasping and falling over.
Yeah. Probably one of my most used GIFs. The other GIF that I use all the time is the Taxi Driver when he's in the porn cinema, like doing the thing with his fingers like over his eyes. I like a good memeable movie, right? Yeah. Vince.
The Joker gifs from Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, and here we go.
I like them. Jokes were bad.
Okay, Vince has a few questions here. He says, "Do you think television is more relevant today than movies?" I don't. Here's the thing: we had the golden age of TV back in, when they were like, TV is the next big thing. That's back when Breaking Bad was playing. I remember that Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and everything like that.
Everybody was watching Game of Thrones. I remember going into the barbershop. Everybody was talking about Game of Thrones.
And then basically what happened is that TV just kind of became shitty again.
Yeah.
Like we got some good stuff. We got Twin Peaks: The Return in 2017. But TV's gone back to being just sort of, I don't know, like I see more interesting things in films nowadays. You're not going to get TV that does something like Long Day's Journey into Night. You're not going to get TV that's like Spree. You're not going to get TV that's like a lot of these films. And I think it's because of this. It's like with a film, you can have an interesting idea and it's one and done. TV, you have to, it has to be 6 hours long, 8 hours long, whatever. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Mr. Robot. I haven't seen it though. As I said, I watch a lot of movies. Last night I was watching some Italian neorealist films. A sec, my leg's going numb here. I was watching some Italian neorealism last night. Just my way of unwinding, watching Rossellini and drinking soju.
Very good time.
Well, what a night.
Yeah, exactly. Euphoria, I'm not a huge fan of Zendaya. I don't know. Watchmen? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not watching cape shit, dude. I'm not gonna fucking watch Watchmen. Watchmen, oh my gosh. Ray's, yeah. No, it's not necessarily a cinephile thing to say. It's, I am from this board called 4chan.org/TV. That's where I got my start. Let me see, but there's more depth to TV. But here's the thing. I think that it's a false depth. I think that there is a perceived, right, that there is a perceived depth or more perceived depth to TV. It doesn't necessarily mean that that there actually is more depth, because a lot of times a lot of these characters will not have any progression throughout an episode, or in fact it'll kind of regress in future episodes, because really there's only so much you can do with a person if you want them to be realistic. I think that serialization, I think, can kind of kill pacing of a story too. TV has a lot more restrictions on it than movies do. With a movie, pretty much your one restriction with a movie is that if you want it to be a feature film, it's got to be longer than an hour. But other than that, that's pretty much it. With a TV show, it's I don't know if any of you have written for TV, but I used to be a script doctor, and I would edit TV scripts. Oh. And yeah, so that's what I used to do. And TV is very restrictive. It's sort of like you need to get to the end of Act 1 by this page. You need to get to the end of Act 2 by this page. The teaser can only be a certain length. Usually TV scripts are 5 acts, broken up by commercial breaks, and whatever you set it to. So if you want to have you can either be a half-hour show, which means that it's a 22-page script, or you can be an hour show, which means it's a 50-page script, 50 to 60 pages. And you have to, and you basically have to, you basically have to really go by the strict schedule and a strict structure, right? And when the network picks it up, they can say, we want 13 episodes, right? Well, maybe you only really had enough, or maybe the story can be told in 6, But if the network says they want 13, then you give them 13, which means then you put in filler episodes, which happens all the time. Even on good shows, there's filler episodes. On Breaking Bad, The Fly was a filler episode. You can pretty much skip over The Fly and nothing changes. It doesn't even give that much depth to any of the characters. It was a filler episode. But that's what happens on TV. And then each episode has to be essentially the exact same length. Streaming gives a little bit more leeway, but it's still under the same sort of structure. I mean, it's a little bit more leeway, as in they don't have to be the exact same length like they do on syndicated television, like you do on like AMC or something like that, where it has to be exactly 52 minutes long to account for 8 minutes of ads in an hour-long slot. Maybe on Netflix you can be an hour long, you can go off by a couple minutes, but you generally have to be the same length with each episode. And for me, that puts a sort of constraint, and it's not the constraint of going it's not a good artistic constraint in my opinion. It's a bad one, because it's essentially forcing you to tell a story at another person's pace, if that makes sense. It's for me, film and cinema is a lot more freeing as far as being able to tell stories. But that's why, like, when there is a really good TV show, I do applaud them. I couldn't really work within television, I couldn't really make a television show myself because I don't like those kinds of structural constraints. But yeah, that's, if someone's able to pull it off well, I do applaud them. But I think also that is a reason why a lot of TV just doesn't do it for me, because there's a lot of filler in TV shows, even in good ones. There's still filler. And with film, it's like a good movie. A good movie doesn't really have any filler in it. A good TV show can.
No.
In a good film, everything feels like it's moving towards its purpose. In a TV show, even a really good one, it can feel meandering and it can feel sort of bloated. So yeah, I mean, that's my take on TV versus film. And also too, now I watch television. As I said, like, I watch Better Call Saul. Actually, one of my favorite shows is Chef's Table. I used to work for the creator of Chef's Table. He also made he also made that documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi, which was really great. And David Gelb is his name. He makes some really good stuff. I really like Chef's Table. I honestly like that kind of stuff, like documentary style shows. I don't know. I like the docu style stuff. I don't watch YouTube that much.
That's all I watch. All I watch is YouTube. I don't watch any TV at all.
Did you get to see Nomadland yet? No, I almost saw it when it was playing at the New York Film Festival. They had that online thing. But I forget. I had some sort of appointment that night, and they have a very short window of time when you can watch it when you're watching it through the film festival. But I'm planning on seeing Nomadland. I think too that I wanted to see it in the cinema rather than watch it streaming. I'm not a big fan of like watching movies that are really made to be seen on the big screen. I'm not a big fan of watching them on my computer. 4chan TV does suck now. It's sucked for a while. I haven't gone to TV in a while. I was big on it several years ago, but it fell off. I know it sounds crazy, but I think when 4chan dies, they'll move to Twitter. They've pretty much already moved to Twitter. I think there's a lot. Yeah,
Twitter.
I think there's a lot of us like 4chan, old 4chaners that are just on shit posting on Twitter, because I pretty much tweet Twitter. I treat Twitter the exact same way I treated 4chan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter, never had been on 4chan or Twitter until I'd never been on 4chan. I always avoided it, but
Really?
Yeah. Mostly I did all my shit posting in various groups, group chats and stuff like that. So I pretty much avoided 4chan.
Yeah,
and social media entirely.
So in the Kino Crew group chat, Instagram group DM today, we have a new member that was added, and that is Vincent Gallo.
Oh.
The director of The Brown Bunny. in Buffalo 66. He was inducted into the Kino crew this morning.
Nice.
And basically all we do is just post thirst traps. That's how we got him to respond to me. I literally just sent him like pics of like beautiful women, and he just like rates them. He's based.
Funny.
I like Vincent Gallo. I was thinking of making a video on him. There's like these people in Hollywood that really kind of go against the system and just are nuts. And they are endlessly fascinating to me. I've been reading this biography of Dennis Hopper and reading about his life story. And, and so I'm slowly getting enough knowledge to make a Dennis Hopper documentary later this year. That's going to be my next like big one, probably. I don't know. My next big one will probably be the Orson Welles follow-up, because I just sourced all of his. I just finished sourcing all of his films, and I've been doing a lot of research on Orson Welles. If you had to marathon watch all the Disney remakes or all the MCU, which would you select? Disney remakes, because there's less of them. Takes less time.
Get the pain over with.
Yeah, it's going to be over with a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because the remakes were like what? The Lion King, The Jungle Book, Aladdin, Mulan, Lady and the Tramp.
Beauty and the Beast. And I think that's it, right?
I saw Beauty and the Beast, and it was so bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. I think I saw part of it.
I've seen the original. I've never even seen the original.
Hey,
It was okay.
Protector says, I heard you met Eggy. Yes. He and I roomed together.
Famous rapper.
Yeah, he and I roomed together about 2 months ago down in Tampa.
He's got great hair.
Yeah. So he and I shared a hotel room together. Nothing sexual.
Sure.
Yeah, he and I shared a hotel room together, hung out, got drunk together a couple nights. I've known Eggy for a while because he was friends with B.G. Cumbie. He was friends with B.G. Cumbie, and so Cumbie introduced us to each other. And he is in the Kino Crew group DM, where we share thirst traps. And Eggy likes to share pics of Brittany Venti. And I keep telling him, do not simp for Brittany Venti, because I remember. I remember during NoFap November.
Okay.
Not this past year, but the year before that, there was like a big group DM on Twitter for people who were partaking, and if you failed. Or no, to help people not fail, they would share that selfie of Brittany Venti where she has no makeup on. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen the no makeup? Don't.
Oh, I haven't.
It's awful.
Yeah.
What's the worst no makeup? Pokimane, I think, is probably the worst.
Nah, I think Brittany Venti's worse.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're both really bad. They're both really bad.
So Kim Jong-un asked, when is the Sallow review? Okay, so the Sallow review is coming very soon.
Here we go.
Yeah, Sallow review is coming very soon. I actually just bought another copy of Sallow for Justin
Have you watched
Wang.
it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually really loved it. I was talking to Wang yesterday. No, the day before yesterday about Sallow, and we're both big fans. So I'm glad.
Really?
So I'm glad that he won the thing because he's seen it as well. And we're both big fans of it. We were talking about like what I should do in my video and stuff like that. So I actually did buy I own the Criterion Blu-ray of Sallow myself, but I bought another one. I have to wait for it to come in the mail, and I'm gonna be sending it up to Wang. I'm gonna actually send him like a care package of sorts, like a Kino care package that has like some different things. And it really just as a thank you because he's really helped out my channel. So I've been doing some research into Sallow. I've seen it. I'm going to watch it again. and I'm gonna watch it again. It's gonna be
in 4K.
In 4K. It's gonna be on my Criterion Blu-ray on using my Ultra HD Blu-ray player on my 4K TV. That's how I watched it the first time, and that's how I'll watch it this time.
Surround sound too.
Surround sound. Yep, exactly.
5.1 or 7.1.
7.1.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's the good stuff, right? But I don't think Salo doesn't have surround sound because it came out in '76. I think it's just stereo. But anyways, I will be covering Salo. That'll probably be my very first video in March. Because I've got to do this video on the wall. That's a must. Like, the people have spoken, right? And as I said, I'm a man of the people. So I will cover Doug Walker's Nostalgia Critics The Wall. Because if you go to my video with Internet Historian and you look at the comment sections on my Gentleman Pirate review, literally every single comment is review Nostalgia Critics The Wall. Let me just, okay, I'm going to pull that up. Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie.
Yeah.
You'll get your own Jamie. Once the corner's big enough, you'll get your own Jamie.
Yeah.
You'll pull that shit up.
Internet.
Who needs a Jamie when you have a Google Home? Anybody who wants real results.
Wait. I already reviewed Run, Hide, Fight. With Easy Peasy. Man, my SEO for this is terrible. I got the Kino corner. Okay, here we go. Let me just pause this. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. You're gonna see.
Yeah.
How do I can't scroll on this stupid thing. I can't scroll down. I need a Jamie, guys. Can anyone be my Jamie? I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't. It's not letting me scroll down. It's being stupid. All right. You guys can look for yourselves. John Milholland. I did cover Run, Hide, Fight. That's on my. I think I unlisted it, but it might be on my KinoCast playlist. I covered that with Easy Peasy. We did a very in-depth breakdown of the movie a couple weeks ago. Also, guys, Barona asked, "Have you seen Manchester by the Sea?" Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I saw
that again.
Manchester by the Sea. I saw that at Sundance. And I think I own it on Blu-ray. I really like that film. In spirit of the Valentine's Day, what are your favorite romance movies? That's a good question. So actually, that brings me to the image I have in the background here, which is from perhaps one of my favorite, if not my favorite, romance film of all time, which is Krzysztof Kieślowski's Three Colors Red. The Three Colors trilogy is amazing, and Red is maybe kind of an anti-romance in a sense. It is a romance, but in a very sort of spiritual way, I would say. It's a very spiritual romance. I don't want to give too much away. It's a very character-driven film. And this is what I mean by when I say, like, there are movies that have more characterization, have deeper characters than, like, super long TV shows. Three Colors Red is definitely one of them, where it does more in 90 minutes than most TV shows do in several seasons. And, I mean, that goes for the entire Three Colors trilogy. Three colors, blue, white, and red. Red is my particular favorite because I like the aesthetic of it, but I love the other two. I think that they're all masterpieces. Another good romance movie I like the Before trilogy. I like it a lot. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Great ones. Brief Encounter. by David Lean. I think it's David Lean. Is another great romance film. The Graduate. The Graduate is great. Harold and Maude. Another great romance movie. I'm a sucker for like a really good romance film, but not like a chick flick, right? So I had this one ex-girlfriend. I know we're all incels in the chat here, but I had an ex-girlfriend, and we were having a movie night, and I made the mistake, right? I made the mistake of letting her pick the movie. You know.
Did she pick Run, Hide, Fight?
This is when I go green text, you know, women. But she wanted to watch a chick flick. She wanted to watch a rom-com.
As they do.
As they do. And the rom-com that she chose was this movie called What Happens in Vegas with Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz.
No.
So anyways, before we even started, it's a movie night with some friends and things like that. She's like, let's watch this movie because it's like her turn. And I go, oh, great. I haven't seen the film, by the way. At that point, I hadn't seen the film. I go, oh, great. What's this about? They accidentally get married in Vegas when they're drunk. They have to live together, and they don't like each other. But in the end, they learn that they actually love each other, and they decide to stay married. And she goes, don't spoil it for everyone.
Oh, you said that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, don't spoil it for everyone. She got super pissed off at me. I'm like, I haven't seen the movie. This is what I get just from, like, looking at the cover of it. And, yeah. And I was right. I was, like, completely 100% right about the thing. It was a terrible film. I'm not into that sort of but like a really good romance can be great because romantic movies are inherently emotional, and it's an emotion that all of us can understand, and it's an emotion that a lot of us can be empathetic to. Even if you're an incel like Fleep, you can still understand.
No, I can understand it all. I'm the Joker, basically.
But you know, it's something that is sort of like love is a very universal love, affection, lust, those sorts of things. You have the three loves, right? Agape, eros, and amore, however you want to say it. Wow. Those are all very universal feelings. So romance can... I was going to say,
if you go to Google and you type in what happens in Vegas movie, right? And you go to Google Images, just looking at the images, you can already tell that's what the movie's about.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Kino loves chick flicks. His favorite is She's the Man. Is that the one with Amanda Bynes in it? Why do I know
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
She's the Man. Look it up. Jamie, pull it up. Drive is a great romance film. Drive. And Taxi Driver. Think about it. Taxi Driver is a great romance. He takes the girl out on a date. They go to the movies.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah, Drive is my favorite chick flick.
She's the Man does indeed have Amanda Bynes.
Why did I know that?
Its budget was $20 million and it made $57.2 million. Is it on Disney Plus? Hold on a second.
Yeah, I do like Punch Drunk Love. Joker is a love movie when you think about it. That's true. Joker is a great love movie. In fact, it's a very progressive love movie too, because not only is it interracial, but it's also
it's not real, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's got the imaginary black GF.
Yeah.
Joker's literally the epitome of those memes where it's like, my wife, and then it's like, now I take my pills. Where's my wife going?
It was like, not only was it interracial, but it was like interdimensional. What do you call that? Like, basically, it was like
interpsychological.
Yeah.
Enter his brain. Yeah, it was like the girl wasn't
really
real
deep
the whole time. It's like the one meme where, yeah, what you're saying, like it's like my GF when I take my schizophrenia pills and it's the Windows 95 sound and the anime girl disappears. It's like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's do chicks live in a society? You know what? No, I don't think so.
No.
Only men. Only men
Well, they're
live in
not real, first of all.
Society
So they
revolves
don't live
around
in
them.
period.
Look. Here's the thing about society, right? Here's the thing about society.
We're the-
You guys ready? You guys ready for a big old red pill?
Yeah.
Women. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Women are going to go to the wayside. Women are not going to exist in 200 years. For this very reason. We will be able to make our own men in labs. Test tube babies will become the future. And we will be able to have anime, like real life, realistic anime sex dolls for our own pleasure.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When we have realistic, like, very, like, when you can have Misato essentially being your wife in real life, and if you want kids, you just go down to the lab and basically have some kids made, then what's the point of, like, a human woman?
It
Think
really
about
isn't.
it. Think about
Question
that.
right now.
Think
to be
about
honest.
You know, so you can have your best waifu. It's like you don't even have to think about dating. You know, you literally just go to the waifu store and you get one. Really simple, simple as that. And of course, everyone's going to get anime characters. I mean, because if you don't, you're a loser.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Can you
get
customize the
executed.
sizes though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. This would be all made for order. Like what if maybe instead of Misato, you said you wanted the girl from Perfect Blue? I forget her name. Or you wanted a giant Ray.
Or, you know how like you can take deepfakes with just like people's faces and things and put them on there?
Yeah.
Wait, could you just like send them a just send them a picture and be like, I want this person?
AOC. AOC
That
in
reminds me.
Among Us.
You know, I'm gonna DM you something. Speaking of AOC,
Yeah, okay, I'll check DMs right now.
All right.
Let's see what my
where are you?
this shit.
Right click this user to see more active. Okay, fine. Discord. I'll play by your rules.
Okay, here we go.
The one on the right isn't real, but the one on the left is.
No, the one on the left was not real.
Shh! Don't kill my fantasies.
Yeah. No, okay. No, because I had that picture and I asked around and yeah, no, it's not real. If anyone wants to know, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. But it's not real. It's photoshopped.
Why you gotta kill me like that?
Ben Shapiro still hasn't explained why he stole AOC's shoes. No, he hasn't. And he still hasn't explained why he made Run, Hide, Fight. And he still hasn't explained why he hates Alfred Hitchcock and Michael Mann. And he still hasn't explained... Okay, what do you guys think about him bringing Gina
Imagine
Carano?
if James Franco, you know that man James Franco. Imagine if he wrote and directed Run, Hide, Fight.
Okay, I'm telling people in the server, get in general, and I'll move people to KinoCast.
Were we talking about Gina Carano? That was some news story that I heard about. Did you have a question about it? Because I don't even know who she is.
So Gina Carano was this woman who acted in The Mandalorian. I saw season 1 of The Mandalorian.
Oh, her, yeah.
I saw season 1,
of it.
and then I deleted my Disney Plus because my free subscription ran out, and I don't really care about anything on The Mandalorian. Like, it's like, for me, it was like a Saturday morning cartoon type of show, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it was fun, but it was very sort of like fleeting, kind of just filler stuff. It was okay. It was okay. I'm not going to say that it was a bad show. I thought it was fine for what it was, but is it a show that really sticks in your head or really like, it's like, no, you watch for 15 minutes and then you move on. It's just like something like that.
It's like
Season
what is the,
season
what
2
is-
had a few great episodes.
What is the word for like Star Wars shit, like ape shit? Like, what is the equivalent? Is it like black, like Star Wars shit?
Yeah, we gotta think of a name for that. But anyways, yeah, she played the character Cara Dune, and then but she's conservative, and she was basically got booted off the show for some tweets that people were faking outrage over that were honestly just like nothing burger tweets. I was like, I like looking at them. You're like, this is nothing, Obviously, too, compared to shit that Pedro Pascal says. And I really don't like Pedro Pascal. He has his fucking pronouns, not just in his bio, but in his name. Like his Twitter name is Pedro Pascal he/him, which is cringe. It's cringe as fuck.
That's cringe.
Yeah. And that's just a reason just not to watch The Mandalorian for me, is that the main actor's super cringe. Yeah, I mean, she has some posts. I mean, and it was honestly just because she was conservative. Like anyone who tries to say, oh, she did make a Holocaust reference or like comparison, but honestly, what actor doesn't? They invoke not like all these fucking actors invoke Nazis and invoke the Holocaust at like any time that they can. Yeah, it's like they invoke it like for literally for anything. They were calling Trump Hitler for the last 4 years. It's like, don't you think that's an overwrought comparison to call Trump Hitler and calling anyone you disagree with that could even be on the left? I had friends of mine who were like center left being called Nazis, and it's just like, the same people that have been doing this for their entire lives, invoking National Socialism, invoking the Holocaust, then fire her. Then fire her for invoking the Holocaust. But anyways, it was obvious the reason why and whatever, and but she ended up gaining, because people saw how bullshit it was. She ended up gaining a lot of fans out of it. I think that she got 300,000 more Twitter followers like after she was fired. So obviously like the people, general populace, supports her.
She's got a good following.
Yeah, she's got a really good following, and I don't think that she's going to be hurting for money.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, not at all. But she's got a really good. So, anyways, so
isn't she a former like MMA fighter too?
She might be. She looks like one. Yeah, and so basically, she teamed up with Ben Shapiro, and they're going to make a movie together.
Is it called Facts and Logic?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about Ben Shapiro, is that he's got. I don't know if you saw Run, Hide, Fight, but
no.
He's got. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm still subscribed to the Daily Wire. I have to cancel my subscription to the Daily Wire. I subscribed just to watch the movie for my live stream the other week. And now I get like emails every day, and it's funny. So I don't like the Daily Wire.
No.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro is a snake, and I don't like him at all. But it's funny. Yeah, he's a weasel, and but it's funny is whenever the Daily Wire, like when you're subscribed to the Daily Wire, when you get your emails from it, it makes it like it's been
donation emails like that, like Trump is personally emailing you.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of funny. I'm like, wow, Ben Shapiro is sliding into my DMs.
If only, that's the dream.
If only it was Abigail, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Getting it in with his sister, like that's the whole deal.
Yeah,
but Ben is a grifter. Yeah, he is.
She was,
sure.
But
she was in MMA.
Yeah,
she was in 8 fights. She won 7 out of the 8.
Yeah, she does look like she could kick your ass. Yeah, wouldn't that be kind of hot though? Having a woman kick.
Ask the important questions like, what's her BMI and cup size?
At one point, she was called like
the female face of MMA as a sport, whatever, and she rejected the title, saying like MMA shouldn't be about like gender or whatever.
How is
I don't
saying
really
the face
understand,
of
but-
the sport like? I mean, that's not gender.
The
or
female,
anything
no, the
at
female
all.
face.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, like, there's two.
I don't know,
separate
I'm reading the
categories,
Wikipedia,
like,
and it was edited
they don't
4
put
hours
the
ago, so
women
somebody
against the
probably
dudes.
changed that.
Look, Kim Jong Un.
Hey, I'd be down to watch that.
Kim Jong Un. I'm generally not a fan of Michael Moore because he's fairly. For one, he's fat, and two, he's pretty disingenuous. Like he's very disingenuous in his movies. If you've seen his movie about Flint, Michigan, there's a lot of like just straight up lies in that documentary. I forget what it's called. Roger and Me. That was his big breakout. It's honestly full. Like he straight up like lies a lot in that. Like where he says that the CEO won't talk to him and stuff like that. Actually, the reality is that he was invited for an interview with the CEO and he turned it down. But then he says that they won't talk to him. Yeah, exactly.
Michael Moore gives off weird vibes. I'm looking at him.
Well, he's fat, so I automatically not interested. He's not one of those funny fat people like Chris Farley or something, you know, like or John Candy. Like that's okay. Like if you're fat, you either have to be funny or like you need to be not seen, you know.
He needs to stop wearing hats. For real, for real.
People need to wear more hats.
Michael Moore.
Way to put that.
Phenotype, you know.
He's kind of like, you know what he's kind of like? It's like if you made a documentary and you had the slug monster from Monsters Incorporated. Yeah, like as the face of the documentary. Michael Moore has an ego the same size of his body. I think his ego is actually bigger than his body. Like that's the thing. It's like he's fat, but he's got this cockiness about him. I just don't. I've seen a lot of his documentaries, and you have to constantly okay, so here's something about here's the thing about documentaries. People take documentaries to be like real, right? That everything that's being told to them is a truth. That's never the case. Documentaries are always skewed. They're always biased. Documentaries lie all the time. Like it's not hard to make a movie and straight up lie to people. That happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about how many like these YouTube videos where they're doing videos on other people and they just straight up lie.
Yeah.
Straight up make up shit. And you think that only exists in the YouTube sphere. No, that exists in documentaries too. You have to like, if you're going to watch a documentary and feel like your life has changed after, you need to do some serious research into what was actually being presented to you, because most of the time it's incredibly biased. You have to do your own independent research. And the thing about documentaries is that it's secondary. It's a secondary source. It's not a primary source. So what you're seeing is not necessarily the actual truth. What you're seeing is this person's interpretation of it, or what they want you to see. And no matter what you do, so no matter what kind of documentary you're making, it's going to be the case. Now, I like the kind of like the fly on the wall documentaries, like the Maisels brothers stuff, you know, like Gimme Shelter, Grey Gardens. I really like the Les Blank documentaries, like Burden of Dreams, Only for Pleasure, stuff like that. But even if you take Burden of Dreams by Les Blank, which was about Werner Herzog creating Fitzcarraldo. Now, if you talk to Werner Herzog about the making of the documentary, Les Blank was only there for a few weeks out of a 6-month shoot. So what you're getting as far as Herzog making it is you're getting the most intense parts of the shoot, you're getting the most stressful parts of the shoot, and you're not getting the entire context. You're not there, right? You're not there with Herzog. It's not like, this comes down to like perception, right? Thinking about it. You're not there with Herzog. You're not getting absolutely every single story from every single person on the set. You're not getting a complete picture. You're getting Les Blank's picture that he wants you to see of this film set. A film set that lasted, a film shoot that lasted over 6 months, and Les Blank was there for approximately 1 month. And you're only seeing it out of his eyes. So you have to think, what's actually, is this reality? Is this the reality that is this actually reality, or is he cutting these things together to make his own story? And it's the second, it's the latter. He's cutting it together to make his own. Events could be happening, but the context that he gives them through editing and through deciding what to shoot and what not to shoot changes your perception of these events. Every documentary works like that. You can't take any documentary at face value.
No.
Yeah. But let's see. Ken Burns used a lot of primary sources. So, yeah, some of my friends knew Ken Burns. So some family friends of mine were in a documentary he made called The War, about World War II. And after they were in his documentary, he would actually call them every single week just to talk to them. I heard he's a really nice guy. And after they were in that, then they became advisors on that show, The Pacific. And that was really cool. Let's see. I'm going to just kind of scroll up. Michael Morris, a Quentin reviews of documentaries. I fucking hate Trump.
Comment.
Let's see if anyone. Yeah. No one's in general voice chat. Have you actually seen a koala in real life? Yeah, I have. I have a family in Australia.
A koala?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen one in real life. I've seen a wallaby. I've been in Australia several times. I have family there.
I've seen one in the zoo.
Social Network. It's been a while since I've seen the Social Network. I just remember the opening where I honestly just remember Jesse Eisenberg just acting like an asshole for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's the movie. Him writing the algorithm on his college window or whatever. I remember that scene. Yeah, I mean Fincher's good. I think Fincher's whole thing of taking 50 takes is bullshit. I honestly think it's major bullshit.
About 50 takes?
Fincher always takes 50 takes or whatever of each shot. To me that just sounds like torturing your actors.
Yeah.
That's all it sounds like to me. It's like he's a sadist and he just loves torturing his actors. And he does this, and it's like striving for perfection, right? And then he makes a movie like Mank, and Mank sucked. Mank was awful.
They tried so hard to make it seem old, but then they went and they didn't film it in film.
Yeah, they filmed it on digital.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all that work they went into making it sound old for audio engineering. It's why would you do all that and then put it not on film?
Okay, guys. So you're talking about fat directors in the chat. Look, directors are allowed to be fat, but the thing is, there's a different kind of fat that Michael Moore was. Orson Welles was rotund.
Yeah,
he was
based.
He was based.
Exactly.
Same with not a director, but
exactly.
still has that good look to him, William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner, who won't go on the Red Letter Media podcast.
Plus, Shatner does car insurance commercials, so that automatically gives you a pass.
Yeah. And
come on, he played Captain Kirk.
Portly.
You're allowed
Yeah.
to be.
Francis Ford Coppola actually lost a lot of his weight. I don't know if you've seen recent photos of him. I'm gonna bring up a recent photo and just put it up on stream here. It's gonna take me a second because, as I said, I'm a fucking boomer, and it takes me 5 minutes to do a simple thing.
You need a new computer.
I do. My computer kind of sucks.
How are you not much of a
I just
boomer? You
built
don't
my
look that
computer,
old.
and I love it.
What did Francis Ford Coppola? Okay, I'm downloading it. He actually, you know what? I liked him better when he, like, I liked how he looked better when he was fat. I gotta say, he looked like a
Big Chungus.
Yeah, he was like the big Chungus. He was a big old chonker, director.
Jonah Hill looks better with a bit of weight on him. Like, skinny Jonah Hill just does not work well.
Oh, for real. Skinny Jonah Hill is cursed. It's very cursed.
That's true, though. Skinny Jonah Hill I think he's gaining his weight back. People just don't like him. People just don't like him skinny. Look, we're not anti-fat in here, guys. All right, I'm just anti.
That a fat person dislike this stream.
All right, so here is Francis Ford Coppola. I'm just gonna put him over my.
His face just doesn't. How do I put this? His head looks too big when he's skinny.
Yeah,
it's disproportionate.
He doesn't look as good. Like, great. It's great that he lost weight and he's healthier, but he just, I don't know. Like, I liked his look better when he had some weight on him. No, he doesn't echo, dude. He's Italian. I see.
I'll post this in, main text chat. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks like a Photoshop.
That's cursed. That is cursed.
Oh, that is cursed.
Man, he's lost a lot of weight.
He looks deep faked.
Yeah. That's look not real.
So you see, guys, Francis Ford Coppola, I think he looked better like when he was more like filled out. Not necessarily like fat, but when he was kind of like filled out. I don't know.
Filled out, that's a good way to put that, yeah.
Yeah. Like, not when he was like super fat, because he was obese for a time, and it's like, obviously that's not good. But like when he was making like Apocalypse Now and stuff, he was a bit more filled out, and he just looked like that was his natural body weight. And now, yeah, someone said he does look kind of sickly. He does look sickly. I honestly hope he's okay. He's very based. I love Francis Coppola. When Scorsese came out and he was like, he said that Marvel movies aren't cinema. Francis Coppola's like, he didn't go far enough. These superhero movies are despicable. They're disgusting. Like, he really laid into the cape shit. I'm
seen balding Jonah Hill? Oh my god, this is a rabbit hole.
Does Jon Favreau fall in the Michael Moore fat category?
Ooh.
Jon Favreau actually used to be like a good-looking dude back in the 90s. Like when he made Swingers. But there's the thing. Some people just look more, I don't want to sound gay, but some people look more like lovable when they're a little bit portly. And then some people just look kind of gross when they get really fat. I don't know. Maybe that's...
It's like a Michelin Man. Like, you want to give him a hug.
Yeah, it's like the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
There's the Michelin Man, and then there's Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
The two different categories. Why are we talking about fat people? We've been talking about fat people for about 30 minutes.
Look at these two pictures. These two men are the same person.
Is this Jonah Hill? Oh,
no,
this is
this
Jon
is
Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau, when he was younger, was like kind of buff. He was like skinny and sort of buff. John Goodman is a good old fat person. Yeah, exactly. See, it's the two categories: Michelin Man and Jabba the Hutt.
Could you imagine John Goodman if he was like 120 pounds?
No, I can't.
No, I couldn't imagine him skinny.
John Goodman was the best choice for Pops in the Speed Racer movie.
You don't want to.
What's crazy, and I think a lot of people still haven't realized it, is that The Emperor's New Groove could have been a live-action play, like the way the voice cast and the actors lined up. If you think about it.
Grema2 says you don't want to hug Mundane Matt. So I actually know Mundane Matt. Unironically. I know him. I might be doing something. I can't say it's a big project, but I've had to talk to Mundane Matt in the past a couple times, but my lips are sealed. That's a big thing. Also, might be a very big video releasing this week that don't say anything, guys. I know you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Might be another big video that's going to shock a lot of you. I don't want to say anything else, but just keep your eyes out. It's going to be a surprise drop. I'm not going to give you any more hints, and I'm not going to promote it until after the video drops.
Are you doing a review of the year 2000 Disney cartoon Static Shock?
No, this thing, my friend, shall not be named right now. Everything will.
Look at that. That is quality entertainment. You should review that.
My friend set me up, and my friend set me up, and I will be doing something that is uncharacteristic of my channel. It's uncharacteristic of my channel, but I think everyone here will be very interested in it. And it's been something that I've been trying to get made for several months at this point. And it's going to be something that will set the Kino Corner apart from just about every other channel on YouTube.
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh my god.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Don't say anything.
I do.
Yeah.
My lips are sealed.
Yeah. Kino is watching and reviewing all of SpongeBob. Yes, except anything after the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Seasons 1 through 3, guys. Seasons 1 through 3 were the best, and then the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is Kino, and anyone who says it's not Kino can,
it's
I'm not
on the Criterion channel.
See, SpongeBob, yeah, the whole way through. Unfortunately, I'm not a SpongeBob guy.
I bought the banned episode of SpongeBob on YouTube. Cost me like $3. It was definitely worth it.
Patrick Star is Michelin Man Bat. Yes. Favorite cartoon? My favorite. Hold on, that's a good question. Does anime count? I
Let's say no.
Yeah, okay, let's say no. Let's say it's like Western cartoon.
Favorite cartoon? I
got it. It's Xavier Renegade Angel. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
No, I've never heard of that. My favorite American cartoons are basically anything by Gendy Tartakovsky. So.
Oh yeah, I like Gendy Tartakovsky. Samurai Jack. Yeah.
And I like Teen Titans as well. So any of those three, for me, those are my favorite like American cartoons.
Okay, so Steel
the original Teen Titans.
So Steel Information says, Kino, do you think the weird-looking Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff movie coming out could be Kino? So there's already like a knockoff Five Nights at Freddy's movies called the Banana Splits movie, and I actually own that on DVD because it was going to be my April Fool's video for last year, but then I ended up editing Gamer from Mars's Basherverse video, and that took up so much time. I didn't have enough time to make an April Fool's video, so I'm still planning on covering the Banana Splits movie for my April Fool's movie, or April Fool's video this year.
It was filmed in South Africa. That's all you need to know.
It was filmed in South Africa.
It looks retarded.
It's really dumb. I've seen it.
What am I looking at?
I've seen it. Okay, you know what? I have to go use the bathroom, but what I will do in the meantime is I will play the trailer for the Banana Splits movie for you guys while I'm away getting my Coke Zero, because I don't know if you guys knew, but I'm kind of addicted to Coke Zero.
Coke Zero is unironically good. It's one of my favorites.
For me personally.
Okay, here we go. There's a kill count official It's just a movie trailer because I can't fucking scroll down on this. I don't know what's up. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to pop this up.
We now have
we gotta watch this stupid
the Westview
Marvel cape shit. Okay, here we go.
Sweetheart, we
are going to the Banana Splits.
Sometimes at night, I see the splits riding around in the little cars, laughing and singing.
Who's excited to see the banana split?
Rebecca, I'm canceling the show.
What?
Hey, kids, put on your happiest faces because the Banana Split Show is about to begin.
Where are the children?
Mom, get out of here. Time's almost up.
Why are you doing this to me?
Let me out! Now the show can go on forever and ever and ever.
Come on, you fuzzy son of a... I just really want your brother's birthday to be perfect.
We're gonna have so much fun.
All right, you guys there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Oh, I had the stream muted because echo,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did see clips, but
I didn't watch it. I was looking at something else.
Banana Split reminds me of Jews Rock done by Sam Hyde. That looks very interesting. Yeah, so I actually watched the movie. And I gotta say, I don't really know, like, how to even describe some of it. It's bizarre. It's stupid. And then it gets, like, really, really, really dark. But, like, in a really dumb kind of way. But it was, from what I understand, it was supposed to be the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
yeah.
And then there was some sort of, something happened in development of it, and they lost the, I think it was because it was going to be R-rated.
Oh.
Is my guess.
Lost the rights.
They lost the rights. So they made it the Banana Splits instead, which the Banana Splits were, that was an actual, like, television show way back decades ago. Yeah, Banana Splits is like a real thing, but it's been it's like a long since dead franchise, right? So, so they took the Banana Splits, they shot it in South Africa, and here's just the rule of thumb: you make a movie in South Africa because you don't want, like, union rules, you don't want, like, good working conditions, and you want to make it as cheap as possible. Yeah. And another movie that there was that Johnny Knoxville film that was also made in Cape Town.
Yeah.
About the theme park or whatever. Illegal Sweet asked me about the new Pope and the young Pope. I've seen some of the young Pope. I'm a big fan of the director, Paolo Sorrentino. I have all of his movies yet, but I saw an episode of it and really liked it. How long was this in development hell? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'll probably do a little bit more research on it, you know, when I'm actually making my movie. Action Park, yeah, that's the one. That was also made in Cape Town. And they were, yeah, they made Action Park in Cape Town, and the reason why is that they could basically pay the stuntmen, like, pennies a day. And like anyone could be a stunt. Like there are so many stunts in it that it would have cost so much more in the U.S. and there really aren't that many regulations in South Africa, so they could get away with a lot more and a lot more dangerous kind of stuff for a lot cheaper.
The 87 in it, at least.
Did it have what?
The bite of 87.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a meme from Markiplier and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh.
Action Park got renamed to Mountain Creek, and I've just realized.
Really?
I never knew that, because I went there as a child. Didn't know that was the same place.
Oh.
Neat.
Let me see. How long they played the song on Boomerang when I was like 5? Yeah, probably. I'm just want to check my stream out. African cinema is pretty dope. Yeah, except this isn't really like. I wouldn't consider, you know, the Five Nights. I wouldn't consider Banana Splits African cinema. That's people coming to Africa to take advantage of, you know, of like less regulation. It's a little bit different. Let me see. I'm gonna just check up on chat really fast. Who Killed Captain Alex review when? Nollywood, yeah. I thought about doing something about like, you know, it went on the world tour with Kino. I know that kind of skipped over Africa. I was thinking about maybe bringing up someone like Usman Sembeni. I've seen a few of his movies. And I was thinking of, you know, bringing up some like some African movies that are like in the Martin Scorsese, you know, World Cinema Project. I've seen some films from, you know, from a lot of countries in Africa, but as I said, I already covered something like 250 movies were like mentioned or shown or whatever in the Beginner's Guide to Cinema video. I didn't want to overdo it, especially for like it's a beginner's guide. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you to watch a Bela Tarr film. I'm not going to be like, yeah, watch Satan Tango as a beginner's guide. That's like Final Boss, right? You know, there are the films that you watch that kind of get to really sort of immerse yourself in the world of cinema, to really take the Kino pill, but as I said, it's a beginner's guide, so it's the stuff to watch to get into it. What's your opinion on Bollywood? Why do those movies suck? Those movies suck for the same reason that like a lot of Marvel movies suck, which is they go by the same fucking formula. It's always the same shit, and it's way like overproduced, like CGI bullshit. I mean, it's the same with a lot of musical sequences. I actually took a class. I took a class in college, taught by a Bollywood director, and he had just filmed this movie called Ek Tha Tiger. And I watched the movie, and I was like, I'm not listening to anything this dude has to say because this movie sucks. But yeah, no, it's just the same thing. It's, as I said, it's like with Michael Bay. When you're watching a Bollywood movie, you know what you're getting into. There's going to be action. There's going to be romance. There's going to be musical numbers. Final Boss is Sean Dielman. 3.5 hours of a lady making dinner and prostituting herself. Yeah, and the prostituting yourself part is not like that big. It's mostly like the making dinner, just like everyday life. Actually, I would say Final Boss is Andy Warhol's Empire, which is just like 8 hours of the Empire State Building, and that's it. It's 8 hours long of the top of the Empire State Building. I guess you could sit down and watch it, but I don't think that the point of that film is to actually sit down and watch it for 8 hours.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. If you do that, you're probably a very sad individual, or you smoked a lot of weed and you popped it on, and I don't like.
We forgot about it.
You forgot about time, and you know sometimes you get like time kind of flies by, and you watch all 8 hours of Empire because you just smoked a bunch of weed. I mean, India does have some great directors that come out of it. Obviously, like Satyajit Ray was, super great. But yeah, a country that has a lot of great directors is Iran.
Really?
Yeah, you have like Hafar Panahi. You have the guy that made A Separation. What's his name? Asghar Farhadi. You have the guy who made Where Is the Friend's House? Abbas Kiarostami. Yeah, you
Which
have.
one did we assassinate?
There's a lot of good directors, a lot of good films that come out of Iran. I would say that out of like all the Middle Eastern countries, they're the most Kino. Yeah, by far. They have a really good film industry. Because you have the guy. It's like there was this movie called like This Is Not a Movie. They have some in Taxi, and then there's like Taxi Tehran, and Abbas Kiarostami was Where Is the Friend's House, the whole Coker trilogy. There's some really good stuff to come out of Iran. Like weirdly enough, I'd say that they're the most Kino of the Middle Eastern countries. Any UK Kinos? Yeah, there's plenty of UK Kinos. I would say like if I'm thinking of like British movies to watch, like you want to get into British films, the ones that come to mind immediately are Naked by Mike Leigh, Kess by Ken Loach, Train Spotting by Danny Boyle, even though it's Scottish, but it's it's UK. Train Spotting. If it's like If ... has Malcolm McDowell in it. That's really great. Blackjack by Ken Loach. Like I'm a fan of Mike Leigh, and I like older Ken Loach. Ken Loach got sort of whatchamacallit, preachy in the last like 2 decades. But his stuff in the 70s was good. UK horror, Kill List. Kill List is great. I don't know if you guys have seen Kill List. Naked is awesome. But Kill List is great. It's like this mystery cult horror type of thing. I really like that. The Wicker Man is a great UK horror. Powell and Pressburger. My favorite Powell and Pressburger, I don't know what my favorite is. I would say that it's probably a tie between The Red Shoes and The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. I love both of them, and I brought them up. In my video. Speaking of Jack Cardiff, because in my opinion, Powell and Pressburger and Jack Cardiff worked the best with Technicolor. But of course, if we're going to talk about British cinema, Alfred Hitchcock was British. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock was British. He came to America and he made films, but he was a British director. And he made plenty of British movies. Plenty of good British movies. Canadian Kinos, there's plenty of them. The Cronenbergs are Canadian.
They are?
Yeah. Possessor's a Canadian movie. Yeah. Videodrome, The Fly. Yeah, all the Cronenberg films, they're Canadian. Another great Canadian movie is by Adam Egoin. I don't know how to say his last name. Egoin. He's an Armenian Canadian. And his movie, Charlie Chaplin was British as well. Yeah, I believe he was British. I think. But Adam Egoin's movie. There's a movie about the school bus that goes off the road, and it has the guy from The Lord of the Rings in it. What's that called?
Charlie Chaplin is from Walworth, London.
Yeah. No, what's that movie called? I'm thinking of. Chat, help me out here. It's a really good movie. It's called fuck. I'm completely forgetting what this film is called. I literally am watching the film in my head. I'm watching the film in my head right now. I can literally see the entire movie playing in my brain, but I cannot think of the name. It's like The Great Hereafter, I think. The Great Hereafter?
The Greatest Showman?
No, I think it's called The Great Hereafter. Chat, help me out. Am I right? Am I wrong? People are saying random things, so no help. The Great
Herein?
I'm looking up Adam. The Sweet Hereafter. That's what it's called, The Sweet Hereafter. Yeah, it's called The Sweet Hereafter. That's a really good film. That's a good Canadian film. The best Canadian film, though, by far, is Suicide Squad. That was shot in Toronto. Someone asked, what's the best Cronenberg? The best Cronenberg, for me, my favorite... The Fly. You say The Fly. My favorite is Videodrome, but I like each sort of equally, I would say. I like his The Brood, The Fly. Scanners is cool for some scenes, but it's definitely not his best. Tiffany Cullen says, The Sweet Hereafter makes me want to die. Yeah, doesn't it? You know? Naked Lunch is also great. And Crash, have you guys seen his Crash movie? It's not the Crash in 2006 that won Best Picture, the dumb Crash, but the one where it's James Spader gets involved in this like group of people that are like sexually attracted to car crashes. Have you guys seen that movie? Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely when I watched it, there's a lot of sex scenes, a lot of fairly explicit sex scenes in it. I remember I was in university at the time. And I was doing a paper on David Cronenberg, and so I took out a copy of Crash from the library, and I watched it like right in the middle of the library on like a monitor. Anybody walking by could see it.
Oh no.
And I was sitting there, and I didn't know anything about the movie going in. And it starts off with a pretty raunchy sex scene. And I was just sitting there, and I was going like,
Did you have headphones?
I had headphones on, yeah, but you can still see it. You can still see it. There's plenty of nudity in the movie. But I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, do I try to cover it up and look like I'm ashamed? And I was like, no. I sit here and I watch it, and I enjoy it. And if anyone asks...
double down.
I double down. And if anyone asks, it's art. Any Cronenberg film isn't great to watch in public. University, what are you, a Brit bong? Sort of, actually. I sort of a Brit bong, I guess. I went to college in Ireland. Oh, look here. We got PK Flashfire. Yo, what's up, Flashfire?
Oh shit. I didn't even say I got pulled in. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? So here's Flashfire, aka Leafy 2.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Not much. We're just talking about watching porn in libraries. And
kick ass.
Yeah. Yeah, and And actually, that wasn't even the worst. So when I was flying back from Ireland, well, anyways, so this one's a twofer, right? So this is back in 2013, and I lived in a dorm. I lived in a flat with 5 other guys in Dublin, and we used to basically just get on each other's computers all the time and fuck with each other, you know. So what happened is that I was flying back from Dublin to the States, and I didn't have a phone because going between Ireland and the U.S., I didn't have well, for one, I didn't have an iPod or an iPhone or anything like that. I had like a Nokia brick that I used in Ireland. And so I didn't have any kind of telecommunication device in the States. So what I would do is when I would get into, the airport, I would just get on my laptop, I'd hook up to the Wi-Fi, and then I would Facebook message my parents to tell them that I'd gotten back in. And anyways.
And normally this would be different because I'm guessing Irish people are fucking with your shit. So something's gonna happen.
So something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. So I'm sitting in the Atlanta airport at Christmas time, busiest time of the year, right? Thousands of people are around me. I'm in the food court. I bring up my laptop, and it had been dead, so I plug it in. And when I go onto Firefox or Google Chrome, I think I was a loser using Chrome at the time. But when I open up the internet, my flatmates had changed my homepage to be one man, one jar. So
classic. It's because they're leprechauns.
Yeah, absolute classic.
So
they have amazing taste. And, I don't know. Considering this is a film channel, I thought they go for goats or some kitty shit like that.
Yeah. But so right in the middle of Atlanta Airport with thousands of people all around me, One Man, One Jar is playing on my really big laptop, and I don't know, and I kind of go into like fight or flight mode, and I'm doing what I can to sort of like mitigate it.
Should have doubled down.
Yeah, I should have doubled down and just watched the whole thing.
No, hook it up to like the intercom where they
turn the volume all the way up.
And spike it when the jar breaks. Bass boost the jar breaking sound.
I don't know. He didn't even like scream or anything. I remember
he just handles it.
Like, oh no, like or something.
He just runs with it, dude.
He doubled down.
Yeah, he doubled down. I should have doubled down. Now later that day, so I'm thinking, because I had like long layovers, right? And I'm thinking like, I would get like a bunch of DVDs, bring them with me, and so I had so I would watch movies in the airport. So I had the Pusher trilogy, which was Nicholas Winding Refn's first films, like first big movies that he made. He would go on to make like Drive, right? But I had the Pusher trilogy, and I was watching Pusher 2, and then I'm again surrounded by people, and there's a scene where Mads Mikkelsen is like watching porn and masturbating in front of 2 hookers who are giving him BJs, and it's pretty explicit.
Nice.
What a loser. You bought the hookers and you're not even going to use them. Like, that's like taking home a fresh new video game and watching Netflix.
But there's a pretty explicit sex scene in there, and I again surrounded by tons and tons of people. And what I did is I just like minimized it. I'm listening to a sex scene with it minimized, waiting for the scene to end. Acting like I don't know, like that felt weirder. That felt weirder to me than actually watching it. Like it feels weird to just like listen in. It's like I'm in the other room, like with my ear to the wall. Like that's creepier than standing there seeing everything happen, right? It's weirder if you're like on the other side, just kind of like listening in, like, oh yeah, baby, I felt dirty after. I gotta say, I needed to take a shower, but I had to wait in the airport for a long time. So it was a good.
I know this is a really bad question to ask, but were there any kids next to you?
No, there weren't any kids next to me.
Oh,
I'm not that kind of
YouTuber.
I'm not that kind of YouTuber.
Like some kid just gets his mind blown when he sees the jar break.
Yeah, call me Carson. I mean, who's the next YouTuber that's gonna be found out to be like a
It's gonna be Dream. It's gonna be Dream. Call
yeah.
him.
No, Corpse Husband. No, one of the either Dream or Corpse Husband. One of those YouTubers that has
that fucked over Jay Schlatt.
Definitely
Dynasty-sized fan base of white girls.
Corpse has nothing to lose though. He's on his deathbed. He can do whatever he wants. Doesn't matter.
Corpse Husband. I honestly don't get the appeal of Dream or Corpse Husband.
Yeah, like I don't know. Dream he does Minecraft speedruns, but I don't know. Everyone found out they were fake, but nobody cares for some reason. I don't get it. I don't know, some other big guy in the speedrunning community tried pulling that shit. He would just get crucified right then and there.
Yeah.
But this guy, I don't know, the little girls just really like him for some reason.
And Dream has these weird tweets where he's like,
guys, racism is really bad. I just want to clarify that for everybody in the back.
No, but his tweets are so pandering. They're so pandering.
He calls his fans kittens. It's just why?
I don't know.
All minors. Why?
I just want either of them to do a face reveal, and then for everybody to find out they're 300 pounds or something. Either that, or they're just I don't know. They're just really ugly looking. Because I don't know. They're not funny or anything. Somebody I don't know. If somebody looks weird, I don't know. They could get by because they have amazing personality. But with these guys, I don't really understand what they're
wait a second
doing.
I'm gonna do my impression of Corpse Husband right now. No, wait. Shut up. That's it.
Okay.
Just breathing into the mic.
Breathing tweet?
Yeah.
Breathing? What was the point of that? What was the point? It's just him breathing.
It's just to show that he can do literally anything, and his fans will just one of his fans got a tattoo of the sound waves of his breathing tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. If any of the Kino Kingdom, if any of you Kino citizens do shit like that, you are cast out. I am revoking your passports. I don't
understand. Doesn't he just play Among Us with AOC?
Yeah, he just plays Among Us with random people.
I don't know.
He's made
Among
one
Us
song, but it's trash.
The thing I really hate them for, though, is how they roped Critical into this bullshit. Because now
Critical
he's part of their Among Us squad.
But Critical
that plays
doesn't like
Among
Dream.
Us every fucking
or Dream.
Well, he didn't say that he doesn't like him. He just said that that one douchey thing he did, which I don't know. I bet he's
Among Us.
I don't know. I bet this vibe that I don't know. Dream is an asshole off screen. I get that vibe that he's just a total douchebag.
Yeah, I get that vibe too. I'm I'm the same on stream as I am on in real life. I don't get these people who are I don't know. What I find is that the people who try to be I'm the super nice guy.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that have all the skeletons in their closet.
Yeah.
They're the most shitty people because they're just hey guys, look, I have the really nice vibe. I have the best opinions on everything, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those people are always just the most fake and the ones that get caught doing the most shit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty open about all my shit.
Dude, I'm like PewDiePie. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I want Dream to get next time someone accuses him of being racist, he should just double down. Just fully commit. Be yeah, I did it. So what? I knew what I was doing.
I mean, honestly, if anyone brings, I know I've said enough edgy stuff that you could probably pull up some old tweet of mine or some Discord thing I said. and be like, oh, look, the Kino corner is problematic. It's like, yeah, of course I'm problematic. I'm a human. I like edgy jokes. I'm generally nice to my friends, I guess, but I also like, insulting people. It's fun.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that. But like,
yeah.
Have you seen like, I don't know. Also, like, with that kind of attitude, I feel like it breeds kind of like, I'm fortunate for what I got, like doing this whole Leafy thing, because like I think I've made a fan base with like a decent sense of humor,
Yeah.
But
Well, I
with
have
Dream,
too.
with this attitude, yeah, you too.
Mhm.
But like, I think with that, by like acting that way and being very pandering, I think you get a fan base that's toxic as shit. Like, have you seen what the latest outrage was? Because like,
he
used
a song.
Yeah, he used a track called like Navajo Race.
Yeah, Navajo Race. Yeah,
and people were like, "Oh, that's cultural appropriation or some shit." They were really mad that they used the word Navajo in the song title. And these fans, they just got to Dream, and he's like, "Okay, I won't use that song anymore, guys. Please." Like,
yeah, when like if you're a real person, if you're not a fake as fuck individual, like if somebody tried to pull that shit on me, honestly, I just wouldn't even respond. Like that shit like that isn't even worth a response. Like you're gonna get upset at a name of a track that I used. Like fuck off, honestly. Like fuck off with that shit. No one cares.
It's just that because he has this most like spotless, clean image that these fans just like.
Yeah.
I don't know. They try to just pinpoint minuscule things.
Well, exactly, and he cultivates that too. Like he does cultivate that, where it's like. With his pandering and with his basically trying to get this teenage audience of teenage white girl audience, and that kind of audience is going to be the kind of audience that's going to want to cancel you, and they're not even going to want to cancel you. They might love you, but they also love getting off on canceling people. Like it is a power trip for them. And for me, it's just like I don't want teenage girls to be in my audience. Like
I don't know. I think like something to that extent happened with Call Me Carson, because I feel like
definitely.
Weren't those two friends with Call Me Carson? Like, were they in his little circle?
Yeah, the Call Me Carson shit. It was like, oh, she was 17, he was 19. I mean, I'm not a drama channel. I'm not really gonna get into that. But for me, I just saw it. I was like, this is just stupid.
It wasn't like a legality thing. It was a morality thing. Like it wasn't even like 1917. It was YouTuber and fan. Like it was like that dynamic.
So I had a big I had a big conversation about this with Coffeezilla and with Coffee Break and with Night Docs and Oki. And I was being a little bit obtuse. And I was saying that if I was a rock star, if I was in the Rolling Stones, I would definitely have sex with my fans. And how's that any different than being a YouTuber? I'm like, if I'm a rock star, I should be able to do what I want.
Well, I don't know. How much cocaine does Call Me Carson do compared to Mick Jagger?
Probably zero.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different when you're a rock star.
The problem
just coked out all over your fucking head.
The problem with Call Me Carson too is that he's just like. Guys, did I do something wrong?
I'm so lame, guys. I'm so like lame.
Yeah. It's sort of like, if you're gonna do shit like that, like here's the thing: if you're gonna do shit like that, for one, don't get in with e-girls on Discord. That's stupid. That's just dumb.
Okay, opening up a Discord was your first mistake.
Yeah, I mean we're doing this on Discord now, but. Talk like getting into a Discord relationship. That's just.
I don't know why on this Discord keeps it clean.
We have a few
can't
women.
Make that mistake here.
We have a few women on this Discord, but we keep a very stringent 25-to-1 ratio.
That's the way God intended.
Yeah, 25 men to 1 woman.
I don't know, when's Discord shipping us our 100 women play button bag? Do they have that?
I keep that's the thing about that's the thing about the Carson stuff, is that it's not just what he did, but it's also his response. Like, honestly, I think that if his response was like who cares, or if he just didn't respond, it would have played better for him. But
he hasn't responded at all.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have maybe it'll turn out like a Pro Jared type thing where people will just like accept it, move on. But
yeah, but with Pro Jared, he became super cringe. Like Pro Jared, like
yeah. I don't like Pro Jared anymore.
Yeah, Pro Jared was all about deplatforming, and was like celebrating when Leafy got banned and shit like that. And it's like, what did Leafy even ever do to Pro Jared? Like, he didn't nothing. Like, you don't have to like Leafy, but that kind of deplatforming that happened to him was kind of scary for the rest of us. You know, it's just like, yeah, YouTube at any time can just say, yeah, we don't like you, and just kick you off the platform.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, but like, I don't know, I feel like as soon as that outrage got out of him, like, I don't know, he just kind of forgot about it and went along with his old ways. Like, I don't know, I just think that he took his whole thing for granted, because usually those kind of things don't happen.
Yeah.
In terms of canceling, like, you don't really get out of it with your whole head, like Pro Jared did.
Yeah, but Jared's channel has not been doing that well.
Oh yeah, his videos have been like awful, and he's been losing subs.
Yeah, after that incident, his channel really had a nosedive in quality.
Oh yeah, because he took attention to the algorithm and made like shitty one week production videos.
Yeah.
Instead of like spending a month on each video like he usually did.
So Kino Parker asked, "Do you have a backup if this channel ever gets removed?" I'm not really anticipating my channel getting removed. My YouTube channel is pretty clean.
Yeah, this is pretty spotless. I wouldn't really see this getting removed.
My Twitter, I could see my Twitter getting suspended.
Oh yeah.
But it's the yin and the yang, right? My YouTube is very like intellectual. It's very I watch what I say. My videos are all like G-rated or PG. Maybe at like the worst, they're like PG. All my videos are monetized. None of my videos are shadow banned. It's just that I don't cover trending topics, so it's just sort of like my videos won't necessarily do well immediately, but then they'll like pick up like later and stuff like that. So,
so you have respect.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that my Twitter is sort of the opposite, where I literally just schizo post.
Yeah, I remember like you went on like
some of your tweets at 5 a.m. and weird
for like a solid like 15 days.
Yeah, I just like schizo post on Twitter about beautiful women, which I do.
Has it worked though? Has the posting of beautiful women worked?
So I've
got some like person with a check mark to follow you. That
I did.
Working, right?
Syrian girl follows me now because of it.
Yo.
Yeah.
Dub.
Look, I have some e-girls now that follow me, so I consider that a dub. It's not simping though. It's not simping. It's an appreciation of beauty. It's
more classy.
Yeah, it's classy. It's beautiful woman. Please DM. And with some of the girls that like you'll see me in replies to.
Come to Kino.
Come to Kino. That's probably my favorite of mine.
Yeah, I've seen people latch onto it. It's like the best one so far.
Yeah. So with some of the girls that you'll see me in replies to, where I'm like being really forward with them, they're my friends and they're in on the joke. So what they'll do is like I'll reply to them with like saying like, "Hello, beautiful woman, like your boob," or something like that. and no one will say it. No one will like reply to me, but they'll like DM the girl with like, "Who the fuck is this weirdo creep?" in your replies and like freaking out. And then the girls will just like screenshot those and send them to me, and we'll both laugh. Like,
that's a good thing to like put on your wall. Like that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, yeah. So
like somebody took the time out of their day to get outraged at you.
At
like,
me.
You should wear that as a badge of honor.
my favorite of the beautiful woman tweets that didn't get enough love was I tweeted at Belle Delphine, and I said, "Hello, beautiful anime woman. Maybe I see your sexy vid. Maybe I give some tips. Maybe if you get boob job, you can date me."
She responds?
See, she's on like the upper like echelon. Like she has like 1 million followers.
Yeah, she's not gonna respond.
Like you're gonna have to like claw your way up slowly.
Well, see here,
you know.
So here's
you have to, like,
yeah.
There's different ranks.
So here's the thing, and there was a bit of a crisis because of I'm gonna talk. So I was able to get Syrian Girl to follow me within 24 hours of my op. Now this was an operation, you know, from Discord where we were full-scale operation of tweeting at Syrian Girl to get her to notice me, and she followed me within 24 hours. So then the next person, the next girl, yeah, you did. And so the next girl on the list was Shoeonhead, because Shoeonhead replied to me after, in my character of like my bad English-speaking character, I commented about her nudes and said that she had a messy room. I said like, "Hello, beautiful natural woman, Shoeonhead. Maybe clean your room." Like, and she replied to me, and then I was like, okay, she's like the next target, right? She's the next e-girl that I'm going to get to follow me. But she didn't reply to anybody. Cheese, PK Flashfire, do you know Cheese?
Cheese.
He was from Tom's old server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Cheese the slightest bit.
Yeah, so Cheese spammed tweeted her, and now if anyone in the chat wants to put the spam tweet, what he said, like it'd be like, "Hello, I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool if you followed the Kino Corner and joined his Discord." It was something like that. Anyways, he tweeted this at her over 30 times in 3 minutes. And then she blocked him.
Again, this is a sign of progress. She recognizes who you are.
Yeah.
And you know, even if you're like a schizo, she knows who you are.
Yeah.
That is like a big
That's a big thing. However, there was a bit of a crisis, and we were in like, it was like DEFCON 1 when she followed Elucid. She followed,
no, that's betrayal.
She followed Elucid, and then you know what? But everything went back to normal because Elucid was cringe, and he made a video immediately after about how Shuan had followed him, and she unfollowed. She unfollowed him after he made that video.
God, that's, I don't know.
Like, I wouldn't be that cringe.
I think anybody would do that, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure how you'd handle it.
Yeah. Like, Elena Williams says, "I'm shocked she didn't block you. Thought she blocks everyone." Nicholas Diorio blocked me.
Why? I remember seeing that, but like, why?
Yeah, so Nicholas Diorio blocked me when he and Augie were on this like stupid Twitter rant going at A-Star. He's in the chat because A-Star called Chris Hansen a predator, right? Like in a tweet. And Augie brings it up, going like, "Oh, you're calling, that means that you're saying he's like a sexual deviant." And basically, like John Swan and A-Star and I were like, well, it was John Swan and A-Star were there, and it's like, well, a predator doesn't mean a sexual deviant, you know? It's like there's predator and prey, and obviously, like Chris Hansen was acting like a predator with his whole Anon gene shit. You know what I mean? Doxing and doing shit like that. Like that's
pretty malicious.
Yeah, it's predatory. You could say it's predatory. Anyways, Nicholas Diorio joins in and does his normal Nicholas Diorio trying to outshout everyone in the room sort of shtick, right? He, you know, like again, fat. But anyways, trying to outshout everyone in the tweet, and so then I replied to like one of his tweets with LMAO okay. where he's like, I just replied LMAO okay, and then he like quote tweets me, and then sends this like this really long tweet, right, about, I don't know, honestly it was stupid. So then I reply again with LMAO okay.
Hit him again. You double down.
And then he just like replied to me and said, okay, blocked. And he blocked me. I'm still blocked. All he did was say LMAO okay twice.
That is not good for your reputation. I don't think you should have done that. That makes you look like really fragile.
Yeah, no, well, he is. I mean, it makes, okay, so I think it makes me look good because it just makes me look like a...
Oh, yeah, because you're just like a funny man.
I'm just messing with him. And honestly, his whole argument was stupid. His whole argument was stupid. And then it was Augie said, like, I'm gonna be vindicated in a week. And I replied to Augie, and now Augie hasn't blocked me or anything. I mean, we're cool. But I replied to Augie, and I said, like, people are gonna forget about this tomorrow. You know?
Yeah.
Like, this is such a nothing burger. People are gonna forget about this tomorrow. This was like manufactured drama. And he was like, not if I have a say in it. And of course, this is how many weeks ago? Like, the only person talking about it is me, just because I think it's funny that Nick Listerio blocked me over it. Because all I said was LMAO okay. It's just funny. And then I made some tweet. I was like, day 5 of being blocked by Nick Listerio. My food stocks are back. I'm gaining my weight. I'm no longer unhealthy.
Love that one.
You know, it's just like, it does make him look fragile. I think a lot of the commentary community is incredibly fragile.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's weird because it's like, aren't they supposed to be like a community? Like, they fight each other all the time. It's like
they fight each other over the stupidest stuff too, and it's so just like brain draining because, and it makes you not really care when something bigger happens, you know, when there's a Susie Liu or something like that who's manipulating the system, or, you know, and doing actual like stuff that's not good for YouTube and does need to be called out. But then
what happened with that?
Go watch John Swan's videos.
All right.
Yeah, but anyways, you know, you have some real stuff that's happening, and they do have their place to kind of call that out, but most of it, 90% of it or more, is just bullshit, infighting, you know.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't really been involved in that kind of community. First of all, because it's not my place to be involved, and second of all, I just think it's a very toxic environment, not very inviting per se.
Yeah, no, and the thing is too is like, you know, one of the funniest things that I find about the commentary community. I'm being a bit of a commentator myself, I guess. You're looking at my the commentary side of YouTube here. I guess I'm being a bit of a commentator by commenting on these things, but I'm not going to get into any drama. My channel is never going to get into any drama with another channel. As like my rule of thumb is that if I have drama with another channel, I will fight them in real life. And that's why I will box Karsten Runquist, and I will box Doug Walker.
What?
That's what I want to do. I actually legit want
to Shave Club thing.
No, okay. Oh yeah. So you know, that's a whole story. But no, it's just because they just make other film review videos that I don't particularly like, and I just think it would be funny if like film YouTubers who are like the pansiest of the bunch, right? Like we are. The pansiest of the YouTubers, like the pussy YouTubers, essentially. Pussy tubers. That's what you should call film tubers. Pussy tubers. Bunch of pussies. But you know what? Here's the thing.
I think that name's already taken.
24 Frames of Nick's also on that list. I want to box him because bring some manly sports, right, to the wimpiest section of YouTube. Bring some manliness to it. Let's box each other.
Nick is pretty tall, though. Are you sure?
I'm pretty tall. I'm taller than him.
I don't know. I feel like the script is that high, but like I could be wrong. But
what about this?
like,
What about the strength of a guy who made a 40-minute The Wall video?
I don't know. Was it? It's not Ralph the Movie Maker, right?
No, it's Doug Walker.
Oh, but like.
Oh yeah,
No.
I should box Ralph the Movie Maker.
Has the highest strength because he made a 50-minute long video about like to boldly flee and pop quiz hotshot.
Oh
like,
yeah.
He got a lot of facts wrong in that video, but like, I bet he has a ton of strength and a big dick.
I'm friends with Ralph on Facebook.
On Facebook.
He tried to get me a job at a studio he was working out in LA a couple of years ago. We used to talk.
I don't know. Did you give
Maybe
give to his Kickstarter and then he friended you?
No, I didn't give any to his Kickstarter.
Wow.
But I could. I honestly, I could probably set up But here's the funny thing, right? Is I want to set up a fight because I think it would be hilarious to have these two film YouTubers fighting each other. For me, that's just a funny thought. But also, one of my family friends is Roy Jones Jr. And what I would do is I would just get Roy to train me because he's offered to train me for boxing.
Awesome.
And I would like make videos like training with Roy Jones Jr. You know, worldwide heavyweight champion. Yeah, I just think it would be awesome.
And then there would be a video of you like beating Ralph's face and saying like, "How dare you think the Joker was bad?" Like,
yeah. This is for Joker. I'm defending Joker's honor. What if I like go into the ring? It's like WWE, and I go into the ring as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Joker 2019.
And I beat him down, and I'm like dancing, you know, around him. You're a rich boy, huh? No, not that rich. I don't. Yeah, no, he lives down the street from me. How do you know so many famous people? Well, I've known Roy and his family almost all my life. My mom is the godmother to his kids. And
what does that make you?
The uncle.
The uncle. Uncle Kino.
Kids were going to Uncle Kino's house. Don't touch anything that you don't recognize.
Isn't Roy Jones Jr. the guy that rearranged Mickey Rourke's face? Maybe. He also recently fought Mike Tyson. And actually, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fought just after it was Logan Paul and Nate Robinson.
Jake Paul and that
and Nate Robinson. Yeah. So that means I'm 1 degree of separation away from Jake Paul.
Oh, dude! Oh my God!
Actually,
Joker 2019 fights Jake Paul.
Yes.
Awesome.
Actually, so I was at the in VidCon. Cumby, Andrew, and I went to see Tana Mongoose.
Oh, dude!
And we were there when Jake Paul proposed to her, and we were like. We were surrounded by all these like teenage girls who were freaking out, and we were just acting like we were super freaking out. Like we like ran to the stage and we're like, "Oh my God!"
And then Ralph the Movie Maker came out and did a clothesline on him.
They kicked us out. They told us we had to leave because we were acting. But I got a whole video of his proposal, and he and Jake Paul, like on the proposal, did like this love poem to Tana. And he goes, "I love you, Tana. On our first date, you ate my banana."
What the fuck? That's so bad. That's so bad.
It was so
and I think it's all like at VidCon in front of like an audience. Like,
in front of an audience of
WWE match.
In front of an audience of like 12-year-olds.
You should propose to a Syrian girl like that.
Oh yeah,
think about it.
Think about it. ...
Think about how awesome it would be.
Actually,
yeah, I'd be freaking out.
Actually, you know, so my like Twitter when I'm like talking about beautiful women is definitely inspired by Gentleman Luxury. Rip the Master, one of the greatest Twitter accounts. I don't know if you guys followed him.
I've heard of Gentleman Luxury.
He was the GOAT, but he got suspended, unfortunately.
Too powerful.
He got too powerful. His jokes got way too edgy. To all my fans, wait. This is Corpse Husband? Is this real? I love all my fans, even
Corpse Husband.
No, it's up to you to decide. That's what I think. I think it's better for the looking at it to decide
he says,
for themselves.
I love all my fans, even my underage ones. DMs are open and pictures are welcome. That has to be fake. Wait, I'm looking this up. That has to be fake. Usually he just posts some like stupid bullshit like that doesn't hardly make any sense.
You talking about yours or his?
Well, definitely not mine. My Twitter is very high IQ.
Oh.
Yeah. My Twitter is only for the kinographers. I'm pissed off at Corpse Husband for sabotaging Schlott. Well, also for sabotaging Schlott with the yeah, that's a fake tweet.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to promote his shitty Spotify album. That 100 million people listen to for some reason. Like, why?
I don't believe it.
How can a 13-year-old girl be that horny?
Whoa!
I don't believe it. If I'm gonna be honest, I think it's I think that's all like fake. Or like it's
how do you
or like
fake
he's
listens on Spotify. I don't understand.
Barely Sociable has a Barely Sociable made a very good video about Spotify and like how some people are like paid to essentially just listen to songs just on repeat, and they and they use zombie accounts. Like they use zombie accounts to listen to songs just all the time, and that's how they make these songs that like no one's ever heard of, like top of Spotify.
Yeah, because I've never like at this point, aren't you supposed to like hear Corpse Husband's music on the radio? Like,
yeah, like you would think
I've never heard one of his songs, and people like it. Like, I've never talked to one person who even listens.
Because Corpse Husband didn't exist until a year ago. He was just manifested into existence.
Yeah. I'm saying this, okay, so you want to know my YouTube watching habits?
Sure.
Yeah.
In the mornings, when I'm driving to work, I listen to Styx. And, like, I like Styx, X, and Hammer. I've been following him for several years. And then if I'm gonna like actually watch a video, it's pretty much just only Angry Video Game Nerd. That's
pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty much all I do.
That's actually very excusable because he makes like good videos. Like,
yeah,
I haven't watched one of his later videos, like ones he makes now, but like he has a amazing catalog of classics.
Yeah, he does. He just uploaded his new season. But yeah, I like to watch his older stuff. His older stuff is really good. She says, I thought Corpse Husband did creepypasta. He started off doing creepypasta.
But who watched it? Nobody?
He blew up with Among Us. And I forgot another YouTuber I really like that. Now, I watch all my friends, obviously. Like, if my friend makes a video, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
So I watch Glink, I watch Lush, and I watch all my friends' videos. I also really like David Stewart. He doesn't get as much love as he should.
David Stewart.
Stewart. He's a commentator. He just kind of talks to the camera, but he's a guy who used to be a professor, and he talks about all like pop culture. He talks about kind of philosophy stuff. He talks about just basically, I guess, I guess whatever he wants to talk about. But I usually like his. I think he is very insightful. So I like his stuff. It's very. It's not necessarily like his stuff is more like videos that you listen to. Like I listen to him when I'm driving, because it's just him talking to the camera.
Okay.
So, but usually my YouTube consumption is I just listen to the videos. I don't normally sit down and watch the videos. Hey, bye, Kim Jong-un. I just saw you leaving.
Bye.
Yeah, Vosh versus Styx would have been the best Spurg out of all time with equal Spurging from both sides. Although I think that Vosh is definitely more of a Spurg. if I'm gonna.
You have someone waiting to join the voice channel.
Oh, the guy with the Kevin Smith profile picture. You want me to bring him on?
Oh yeah, that's TJ. No, I'm bringing him on. Hey, what's up, TJ? Just talking about an angry video game nerd.
Yeah, I've been to it. I was driving.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, pretty much like as far as my YouTube content goes, I watch my friends' stuff, and then like I watch Wang stuff, Internet Historian, whatever. Like when they post a new video, and it's not necessarily because it's like I was watching Wang before, before I knew him. But it's also just sort of like I think that they do make good content, but for me personally, it's more just about supporting my friends.
That's what it becomes after a little bit. Like I know people, like I watched their videos before, and like I feel like if I didn't know them, I would have moved on by that point. But like I just want to, like it's more about supporting your friends than actually enjoying it. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. I like kind of going in there and maybe leaving a cheeky comment or something like that too. Like it's fun. It's just sort of like it's just it feels nice to be like, oh, I'm gonna watch my friend's stuff. Part of the community. Yeah, exactly. I'm not really a part of any YouTube community, which is
part of your own.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I've been thinking about this, right? Like I know everyone.
That's why I donated to your Patreon.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with you. I'd seen like maybe 2 of your videos. I was like subscriber number 12, and I'd only ever seen 2 of your videos, but it was just because I literally know you. So I was like, yeah, sure.
I've seen your videos. I saw them when I was 9. Now I'm 18. Oh my god.
I'm actually 12.
I saw your videos when I was 9. Now I'm 10.
Actually, so you know what's funny is how like John Swan and Linead discovered me was actually not through my YouTube, but through my involvement with Friends of Journalism. With the Friends of Journalism satire group that I was in. That's how they discovered me.
Kino, Alex Johnson wants to know if you'll ever review the AVGN.
I said earlier in the stream that I was. I'm going to review it this year.
Why would you though? No Mike Matei, no review. Sorry.
Yeah, do you see that Mike Matei left? He left Cinemassacre.
Yeah, well, that's because they were jealous of his 13-inch dick, and it took up too much room in the basement, so they kicked him out.
Yeah.
Answering the same 10 questions over and over.
You helped with Friends with Journalism?
Yeah, I did.
That was such a good account.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, they're kind of back. I mean, less so now. I think that what the political climate, like to just make fun of everyone, it wasn't as energetic this year as it was in like 2016, where you could really troll people really well. So it just didn't have that feeling, this year. It just wasn't the same. But I'm hoping.
I thought 2020 was like the closest we'll ever get to 2016 without it being 2016. Because like we got, in terms of like YouTube, I feel like there was a tiny little resurgence in the commentary community, and we got to call Pyro a furry again. Like that's a plus.
No, but I'm talking about like the Twitterverse. It got
Twitterverse. Yeah, that's long gone. We'll never get that back.
And that's the thing. And so with Friends of Journalism, I mean, I'm hoping that. And what happened too is they banned a lot of the accounts. They banned Katie. They banned Dustin. They banned a lot of the big accounts, and they came back, but the followers didn't really like stick around because people were hate following them, and it's like they're not going to be the kind of people to like re-find them again. And so, but that's how Linead and that's how John Swan followed me. Is I was. So I've been in Friends of Journalism for a while, and I was a moderator on several of their servers. I was moderator on their original server, and then when that original server got nuked, I went over to the Feminists Against Trolls server. I was a moderator on that. And I was like banning people left and right for just saying like normal stuff, but calling them racist or sexist or whatever. And like basically the joke was like the list of banned words would like grow daily to the point where it's like to like communicate without getting muted or banned, you would have to like it wasn't even English anymore. And that's how they found me. That's how John Swan and Lina found out about me. It was actually through that. So it was funny, considering that that's how they know me, is like as this big troll, which I do sometimes now. Like my Twitter is shitpost, but as far as like trolling stuff like that, I don't do it as much now just because I'm too busy. But it was funny because they brought me on to that stream with John brought me on to that stream with like Creepshow Art and lowering them, and I was griefing Creepshow Art in Among Us.
She called you a creeper or something.
She called me a creeper and blocked me.
Right.
She got super butthurt over Among Us.
Wow.
It was really funny.
Literally werewolf, but with less steps. She got butthurt over that.
No, and so the peak of it too was like, so near the end, because I would like constantly get imposter, and I would just like grief her, and but during the emergency meetings or whatever, I would just say like, I would make up bullshit stories about how she was the imposter. And one time, and this is when I first started griefing her, we were both imposters, and they found me out. I immediately ratted her out. Just as a joke. She got super pissed. And then then we were like, okay, we're only gonna do one more tonight, right? And she was really pissed off at me. And I go, if I get imposter Creepshow, I said, you're gonna be the first one I kill. And I could hear the rage in her voice. And I was imposter, and I literally just immediately killed her in front of everyone. And she, and they were like, Kino, we saw you do it. And I turn on my mic, and I just am laughing hysterically. I went full Joker mode, and then she like after she got so mad, dude, she was like yelling at me, and I go Creepshow. I said, it's just a game. I think you need to calm down.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I was like in a really big trolling mood that night. And then on Twitter, I posted like, had a lot of fun griefing Creepshow Art tonight on stream. Thanks to everyone who joined in. And then she was like replying to me very seriously about how she was uncomfortable around me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I go, and she's having some.
You were the imposter. Like, how am I not?
And so then her fans are getting in there. Like, I don't know. She has teenage girl fans, 20-year-old girl fans, whatever. Fans who I don't really care for. I don't care about getting them, But anyways, and so then I like quote tweet her. I'm like, hey guys, like please don't. I say something like, please don't harass me. We're actually great friends. We're actually best friends. Please don't harass me. And I'm thinking when I say that obviously comes off as sarcastic. I don't know. Like for me, maybe it's harder to tell on Twitter, but I'm like, for me that reads as being very, very sarcastic. It didn't read that way to her, and she blocked me, and I guess told people that she was uncomfortable around me or something like that. I really don't even know who she is. She just seemed very gullible, so she was
nice.
That was pretty much it. Like, and it's just a trophy in my like trolling.
It's a good trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good trophy. Like I'd frame that and put it on my like work desk.
I should, you know what? I should just work to get every commentary community, or every commentary YouTuber to block me, and I'll just like put them on plaques, like the picture,
like a Hall of Fame,
like a Hall of Fame.
Instead of YouTube play buttons, you have trophies for every commentary channel that's blocked you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of based.
That is a really good idea.
Although, what was it? I can't remember his name. It's a blacksmithing channel who like showed that the YouTube play buttons are like absolute trash.
Oh yeah.
No. Rusty did. Remember Rusty shot?
Rusty Cage when he like shot the fuck out of it.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
Rusty, I mean, no, like I'm talking like what's his name? Hold on, give me a second.
All right. While he's doing that, I'm gonna head out and go
All
get
right.
milkshakes. I'll be back later if you're
All right.
still on.
No, I'll probably only stream for another 20 minutes or so. So.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, thanks
I'll
for
be
coming
gone.
on, man.
Yeah.
The only good
Alex
play button
Steele.
was the guy who didn't someone put the gamer word on one?
No,
I don't know who that was.
No, that's why
Alex
we.
Steele,
That's why we wanted N-word gaming to get 100,000.
Yeah, I love that guy. He was funny.
Yeah, I remember he DM'd me when he found out I edited the Basherverse video, and he's like, he goes, "Tell Gamer from Mars, N-word gaming, big fan."
No, it was Alex Steele. He put his play button on a power hammer, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a drill press but a hammer.
Yeah.
And he put the play button on the power hammer and then turned it on, and in one punch it went all the way through the button, like just destroyed
Yeah,
it.
it's literally made of like the thinnest, like cheapest metal. I've seen both the silver play button and the gold play button, and they don't look like that well made at all. When you see them in real life, it's just like, wow, this is cheap.
They're like 3D printed or something in a machine, right?
Yeah, it's like you look at it and you're like, wow, this is really cheap.
The actual button is metal, but like it's not. It's like punched out sheet metal.
Yeah.
They don't make that kind anymore. The thing now I think is just full plastic.
Oh, is it?
Like
I
it's
don't
just
know.
like a plaque with that's just made of plastic.
Yeah, I think so.
This was like 2 years ago. Like Alex Steele now has like, I don't know, fucking millions of subscribers.
When will
the new one just sucks, I think. It looks really bad.
When will the Kino Corner get millions of subscribers?
How's this video doing? I haven't checked.
It's got like 20 people streaming, right?
No, not the stream. The history of cinema.
It's at like 1.3, 1.4 thousand, which is
that's pretty solid.
It's solid. Yeah, I mean, considering too that I haven't like put out a video in all of January.
That's normal for YouTube though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this is a kind of video. Like as I said, my videos tend not to like do like super well out of the gate, but it can sometimes take them a little bit of traction and then they end up doing well. Like my Citizen Kane video did okay out of the gate, and then it started getting recommended, and now it's at like 11,000 views, so it's doing pretty well. But
yeah, I'm gonna totally talk shit about your channel for a second. Like I said, I was like subscriber number 12, but like the first video I ever watched that you made was your Rashomon video. So that's how long you were pumping out content before I was like, maybe I should watch one of Pete's videos.
Name docs.
I don't know. I knew your name was. I knew your name was the P word from the beginning, and I remember when I heard it. Yeah, wet ass P word.
Need a mop and a bucket for this wet ass P word.
Yeah, no, because Flashfire would just get in the VCs and be like, "Hey, Peter."
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off when I first heard your name was Peter.
Well, I mean, you name doxed me as soon as I got in here. You're like, I don't care though. Like, I mean, fucking, what are you gonna steal from me? The $10 I have in my checking account? Fucking darn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have some. I've been investing a lot more as far as like into my studio. You know what I've been trying to do. I mean, I want to do bigger. I want everything to be like bigger and everything like that. I was making the Beginner's Guide to Cinema video while I had COVID.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wrote it while I had COVID.
I think we both had it at the same time, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and it was really hard. It took me a long time to write it because it's my longest script. It's 8,000 something words, but it also is sort of like I was working through like a brain fog, you know, at the time, and that's another reason. That's a big reason why it actually took as long as it did, is because it takes several weeks to kind of get back to normal, you know, after COVID. So,
just to necro an old topic, I was giggling when we were talking about Roy Jones Jr. earlier, because like, I'm not gonna totally dox you, but everyone from the town we're from knows Roy Jones Jr. Like,
yeah, That's what I mean. Someone was like, "You must be rich," knowing them. I'm like, not really. Like,
he's not exactly a private person.
No.
Everyone knows where he lives.
Everyone knows where he lives, and he's out and about all the time. I have his phone number. He's a really cool dude. He's super nice. He does a lot for the community. He's super nice. I know his whole family very well. In fact,
do they know where the other pieces of his face went when Mike Tyson beat him in the face?
That wasn't even a fight, though.
That was an exhibition. That was just.
It was like
not even like just as an exhibition. It wasn't even like it was two old men beating on each other.
Like, I know Mike Tyson would have just went full Mike Tyson mode, but he didn't. Like, that's what pissed me off about it.
Well, because it never was supposed to be that.
That's why.
It never was supposed to be about that. It was just supposed to be about like, look at these
the kids. Like, I don't care about the kid. I want to see Mike Tyson beat some chumps.
No one under the age of 30 gives a shit about who Roy Jones Jr. is, unless you're like me and Kino, who are from the same town as him.
Or unless you're Russian.
Really? The Russians love Roy Jones Jr.?
Oh, yeah, because in the 90s, when Roy was at his peak, like the only like American sports that a lot of these Russians could watch was boxing. And it was specifically like, for some reason, it was Roy. So every Russian knows who Roy is.
That's kind of weird, because there was like actual Russian boxers back then.
Yeah, and the thing is, so Roy, of course, as you know, Putin gave him a passport to Russia, and Roy has been going back and forth from here to Russia, setting up fighting schools.
I mean, that feels a little bit unnecessary, though. Now,
yeah, like you're giving the Russians just more power.
Well,
all of them are already born.
I don't mean
knowing
that.
to fight.
I mean, like, fucking. They already have a what's his name? Forget.
No, but dude, have you like so Roy's fighting academy in Moscow it's really good, and he's actually finding a lot of really good Russian fighters. He goes out to like Siberia, and
does he only train boxing there, or does he do like?
So he has a whole like system of fighting schools all over Russia set up. To help, it's not just for boxing, also like self-defense and things like that. But he goes there to find like really good like boxers to kind of bring into the sport, just to basically go audition to get accepted into a school. They'll drive like 8 hours, sometimes longer.
Roy Jones Jr. training Navalny.
Yeah, no, and it's kind of crazy. I'll be taught, like his sister will tell us. She's like, yeah, Roy's in some like middle of nowhere Siberia auditioning people to be boxers in Russia.
I was just thinking, like,
it's kind of badass.
Isn't Khabib's school like the premier MMA training camp right now, though? So like, I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about boxing. I haven't watched boxing since I was like 12. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch boxing that much. I keep up with Roy just because it's a family friend. I didn't even watch his fight, if I'm gonna be honest.
Who did?
Oh no.
I mean, back then though, that was like the goats. It was like Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Roy. What was the other? George Foreman.
George Foreman. Yeah.
Just all kind of crazy hard hitters, just showmen.
Yeah. And now it's Jake Paul.
Oh yeah, he's the next Roy Jones Jr.
Although I will say, I don't remember if it was Roy or Mike said he's like actually shaping up to be a good boxer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
That would be funny, dude.
I didn't watch the fight, but like if you get endorsed by either of those two men, like I'm gonna pay attention a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to I don't know. I want to see him like get his head indented. I don't know. I want to see him get beat up. That's the whole reason I wanted the pay-per-view.
An actual boxer, he will. Like, he fought a fucking basketball player who didn't train.
Yeah, Nate Robinson, he KO'd him.
Like, Nate Robinson went to camp for like a week.
Yeah.
Camp for a fight is usually 2 to 3 months. Minimum.
Yeah.
Nate didn't go to camp, didn't diet, didn't cut weight, didn't do anything until a week before the fight. Jake actually went to camp.
Yeah, I mean, so of course, like, it was pretty obvious from the outset that Jake was going to win that, but I don't know. I just think it's funny, like Jake Paul being like a serious boxer. I just think that's funny.
Serious question.
Yeah.
You already have more money than you for the rest of your life. Like, fucking, what else do you do besides follow something that's interesting?
So what were you going to ask me, Flashfire?
Oh, I was going to ask you, whenever you've seen Roy Jones Jr., has he ever lightly punched you in a playful way?
No.
No.
Kino would die.
Yeah, it'd just be like...
We're talking about a heavyweight versus someone who, I don't know exactly what you weigh, Kino, but I'm going to guess, like, middleweight at best.
I'm pretty skinny.
Man.
I'm
how tall are you, though?
I should have thought of that.
How tall am I? I'm 6'2".
6'2". Yeah.
6'3" on Tinder.
6'3".
That could be menacing.
So I'm tall. I'm tall, but I am kind of lanky. But yeah, I'm taller than just about every other YouTuber except for Gamer from Mars and Nakey Jakey.
Wait, how tall is Gamer from Mars?
You told me how tall he is.
Gamer from Mars is 6'2", 6'3".
What? I thought he was like a little shit. I thought like a little 5'10" little monster.
He filmed all of his videos like basically just chest up. That's
chest
why.
up.
Yeah, he just sits down. But like, I don't know, Nakey Jakey I could understand. Nakey Jakey's like 6'4".
Yeah,
right?
he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Huge. Like,
yeah.
he's huge in every way.
I think Schlatt might be slightly taller than you.
Yeah, Schlatt might be taller, but for the most part, I'm taller than like all my friends. The shortest YouTubers I met, I think the shortest one I've met was Chris Reagan.
Oh no!
How tall is he?
Like 5'4".
Oh wow! I was about to say, I was like, I'm working on some YouTube videos. Am I about to be the shortest YouTuber you know?
Oh no! Isn't Tro really short?
Tro is short. Yeah, Tro is short.
Like 5'7".
He has to be 5'6", 5'7", something like that. Yeah, Tro is pretty short. Rusty isn't that tall either. Rusty's 5'8", I think. Emp is 6 foot.
Wow.
Yeah, Emp is 6 foot. Who else? I haven't met Critical. I know Emp knows Critical. Critical's short.
How does Emp know Critical? Has he played Among Us?
So when I was in Tampa with Eggy and Rusty and Emp actually went the day that I left to drive back to my house, Emp actually went to Critical's place to go hang out with him.
Yeah, he was in a few of Critical's videos.
Yeah, they don't live that far from each other.
Oh yeah, he lives in Florida too. I forgot.
Yeah.
You guys are in a little like circle.
Yeah, when Critical was doing those weird Mario Kart videos, Emp was in a couple of.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have missed that. Like
5'8" gang.
I don't know. Emp's voice is really hard to miss, but like I don't really know too well what he looks like. So.
Well, I don't think Emp's ever done a face reveal on his channel.
He has, yeah, several times.
Well, I remember seeing.
I know
like,
he has on
another
yours, and I know he has on a couple other people's channel.
Yeah.
I remember seeing people post photos of him at like meetups and stuff. Like there was another YouTube pooper that like took a video of him, and I was like, I guess I should have expected this, you know? Like he looks just about the way he sounds, I think.
So
just when I heard his voice, I was like, whoa, wait, you know that voice?
Hey guys, YouTuber Emperor Lemon here. I like The Simpsons and paint them green because I'm very quirky and funny.
So, so did I told you guys how Emp doesn't know how to like burn DVDs. So he mailed me season 8 of The Simpsons in a flash drive to have me burn it for him. Did I tell you guys that?
No.
I don't want to talk shit about Emp because
I'm not talking shit about Emp. I find it funny.
I really like his. I really like his videos, but like, he doesn't know how to drag and drop.
Yeah, no, I told him too, and Rusty texted me like during that, and he goes, "You're 4 years older than Emp. Like he should be teaching you about this. Like he should be." Because I told him, I'm like, dude, you can get this software and you can do this pretty easily. Now, I gotta say the hard thing. So I guess DVDs are easier but for my channel, I burn Blu-rays, and Blu-rays are a little bit harder. And I used Handbrake. Handbrake doesn't really work that well. So what I did is I bought Make MKV. And so I put the Blu-ray disc in and I burn it, but as an MKV. But of course, you can't edit an MKV file. Premiere doesn't recognize MKV. So then I put it into a video converter, which Adobe won't convert MKV files. Adobe Media Encoder won't work with MKV. So I got Movavi video converter, which will make MP4s at MKV. So that's my process.
Bro, I'm so glad that the videos I want to make are basically slideshows. 'Cause I'm just gonna make shit.
Yeah, it took me a little while to sort of figure out like a good flow, because I don't, the thing is that a couple things, right? For the videos that I cover, I own them physically. I own them on physical discs.
Well,
so
isn't that the legal workaround that like you can digitally not distribute, like digitally do whatever you want with it, so long as you own like the
exactly. So I want to keep.
I can't remember what the name of the license is, but
it's so if you own the license, which means you bought the disc. I want to keep for my channel. I really do want to keep everything above board. I don't want to have to pirate a lot of stuff, like on the regular. And I already own most of these movies on disc, and buying a Blu-ray is not that expensive. And it's like $10, right? And it's like, okay, I put that into the budget of the video. I buy the Blu-ray for it. I bought the Blu-ray of every single Orson Welles movie. And it just keeps everything above board for me. Plus, when you rip the Blu-ray, you're getting the best quality. YouTube is gonna compress it down to shit, but the thing is that if you start with a really high quality, when it compresses it down, it still looks good. And you can kind of tell. Now, for some stuff, like for my Beginner's Guide to Cinema, I was able to find like clips on YouTube, right? Like scenes and stuff in 1080p, and use 4K video downloader to just get scenes from YouTube, because it's like, for a lot of this stuff, I didn't really need the whole movie. But for some of this stuff, so for some of the clips in Beginner's Guide to YouTube, I was trying to find a clip of Dustin Hoffman saying, "I'm walking here," Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a good clip on YouTube. I couldn't find
the movie on YouTube.
Well, you can't download it. You can't. And the thing, well, yeah, basically a lot of the clips were either very low quality, or they had all sorts of watermarks all over them, or they had some sort of shitty effects added in. It wasn't gonna work. So I ended up literally, just for that sequence where I'm talking about Midnight Cowboy, like 10 seconds, I burned the entire Blu-ray of Midnight Cowboy.
I thought that movies over like 40 years old were basically like...
No, it's actually like, thanks to YouTube, or not thanks to YouTube, thanks to Disney, it's like 95. So...
Oh yeah, but isn't that case coming up this year?
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like every movie made, I think it's like 1925 or before is public domain, so you can put it on YouTube. Now, there are a few public domain movies made after that, like Night of the Living Dead is public domain, because of the illegal screw-up that happened. It got into the public domain, which actually was probably for the betterment of horror in general. But
Kino, I think you know this, and maybe you guys do too, since I shitpost and fucking Discord all the time. But like, I'm looking to go to law school soon, so I keep up in general with like the legal stuff. And I heard that Disney's actually not looking to fight it this time. They're looking to just let Mickey go into the public domain, but they're going to they're looking to basically have a new law, basically, that allows them to monetize that content, basically. but without.
Yeah, here's the really sort of hypocritical part of Disney, right? They fight for so long, they use so much money to keep Mickey out of the public domain, yet their entire, all of the films that they made were based on public domain works. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Robin Hood.
Yeah, but like, the way I see it is it is a different, how would I put it? It would be like fair use becomes your own copyright, because like they don't one-to-one adapt that. Like, just because this is one that I know very well because I've read the story and seen the movie, it's like the Little Mermaid Disney version.
Oh yeah,
it's almost nothing alike with the Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, but you could also argue that it's like a they are using the name branding and and
Yeah,
and
for sure,
really, but anyways,
they're like hundreds of years old though.
Anyways, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I'll give us another 5-10 minutes. So if
cake.
I only took
That's what I came here for.
I only took this 2 bites. I haven't taken another bite from the cookie cake. It's too much sugar. It's too much sugar, guys. I gotta tell you, it's
You just have to man up. It's a cookie cake. Come on.
Fun fact,
I'm not gonna
you
be.
get it 20s sugar is not as great.
I'm not gonna be like that guy in The Kid in Matilda who eats the whole chocolate cake.
Oh shit! Steve's been waiting to be dragged in.
Oh, I'll bring Steve in for the ending of this. Hey, Steve, we got about 5-10 minutes left of the stream. Steve was said 5'8" gang rise up.
Yes.
No,
Let's
they
rise
can't
up.
need a stool for that.
Steve, I didn't think you were the same height as me. That's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, based 5'8" gang.
Manlets.
Yeah.
Manlets versus lanklets.
Manlet gang rise up.
Yeah, you won't be saying the same thing when you accidentally hit your head walking out of your door tonight.
Short king. Isn't that what Cody
Wait,
Co calls him? Short king.
Kim Jong-un says that Jared Leto tweeted, "We live in a society."
It's in the trailer.
Oh, no.
In the Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer.
No. He tweeted, "We live in a society."
No, wait, like it's in. He says it in the trailer.
No, I know. We watched it earlier today.
Oh.
But
I was like, I don't know,
he said
I don't know
that.
if you can watch it without getting taken off of YouTube because fucking copyright and shit. But
No, I think they go easier on trailers because they want people to, they want it to spread. Yep, he did tweet, "We live in a society."
that's hilarious. I watched the trailer at work and I was like, we have come full circle. We have arrived.
Yeah, Zack Snyder has to have placed that in there on purpose.
Oh my
He knows
gosh.
what he's doing.
Psyduck.
I mean, Zack Snyder exists on the internet. Like, he's not retarded.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just get your stream monetized? I'm sorry.
This stream was never going to be monetized in the first place, considering I opened it up by basically talking about incels. Yeah, the stream is never going to be monetized. I mean, like, I'm not... Tripster60 says, "Sup, Kino, how's life, dude?" Could be better, I guess. I'm just glad that I got my video done. Basically, that's just kind of where I am. Finishing
What's next?
Yeah, so what's next is I opened up the stream with a clip from Doug Walker's The Wall.
Are you still planning on doing that Dennis Hopper video?
Yeah, I'm doing it. It's kind of turning bigger and bigger, and I've been thinking, I don't know, like, it's become sort of this in the scope of it. Oh, Psyduck is you? Yeah. Okay, Kim Jong-un. All right. Yeah, I saw your tweet about Nicholas Diorio. That was funny. But anyways, no. I still want to do the Dennis Hopper video. It's just that there's so much with that guy. It's just sort of like the more I read about him, the more I kind of watch of him. Like, the more there is. And I've been thinking, do I do one big video? Do I make it a series? And I honestly don't know. I think it would have to be like a series rather than one big video on him, because that guy's life was so crazy.
I think you should kind of wait it out, see how the beginner's guide to cinema or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm sort of doing that too, and I'm kind of like I want to do some more like populist kind of videos, you know, for the time being, to kind of just get in some new blood into the channel. You know, as like beginner's guide to cinema is definitely like one of those. Like it's a big. I mean, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time because it's like one of those things. You go to a film channel, right, and film videos will. Like film channel videos will typically talk about one movie or a couple movies or something like that. But there's a lot of people that, you know, they do really want to get into cinema. They do really want to get into film or filmmaking and things like that. And there's no real good like guide to it on YouTube. Just like, look, here's basically film 101 in 45 minutes. And that's kind of, you know, that's kind of what I was trying to do. It's just like, this is like film 101 in 45 minutes. You get a good general overview of film history. I didn't really go into modern film for a couple reasons. I mean, it was long enough as I saw it. I didn't want to make it an hour-long thing and kind of make it feel bloated. And also just, I'm assuming that the people who are going to be watching it are pretty knowledgeable about films that came out in the 2000s. You know, I want to make a video that's going to be giving people knowledge that they might not have. Like,
I think if you're talking about populist stuff, like I don't want to sound like, I know we do this stuff in Discord all the time, but like as a real like honest suggestion, I think you should consider doing like a why Cape shit is or isn't kind of video. It's like that's a very popular kind of thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, right? It's not just about doing something that's populist. It's also about sort of keeping on with my brand, right?
Sure,
Where
sure.
I generally
I don't mean that like now. I just mean
yeah.
like in the vein of your if the longer video thing every now and then works.
Yeah.
Like maybe consider talking about like why, maybe not just Cape shit, but like tentpole blockbusters don't necessarily always fall into the this is Kino.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like that's a big question. But no, I've been thinking about doing, you know, like, so anyways, I'll just say sort of like what I'm planning to do is the next two videos are a sure thing, which is going to be my review of The Wall. And as you said, TJ, in the chat, that my YouTube movie reviews is going to be sort of like the film YouTube version of like meme review, which it pretty much is. And as I see it too, like I did one after my Citizen Kane video. I'm doing one after my Beginner's Guide to Cinema. And it's really just a means for me to make like a fun, lighthearted, kind of shorter video as like a project, as like for me, just to kind of keep myself sane, as like a breath of fresh air after like a big project. You know, I have a short project in between bigger projects. Then after that,
jokes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just jokes. I mean, I have jokes in all my videos, but you know, obviously, like Beginner's Guide to Cinema has some jokes in it, but it's generally pretty educational. And then after that, I'm gonna do a video on Sallow, or 120 Days of Sodom.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm preparing for that one. I'm starting to write it, and so for the scene actually where I talk about the circle of shit, where, you know, they all have the feast where they're eating their own shit. I'm gonna be like just like talking about it while like eating chocolate pudding. Like I'm gonna like, okay, so my video is actually, I think that the script for it is gonna be really good. You know, the film is very thoughtful. It's a very well thought out film, and it's a film with a lot to say. But it's a film with a lot to say that maybe a lot of people don't really want to watch because it'll make them want to throw up, you know? So my idea...
Sorry, go ahead.
So my idea is to convey it in a sort of PG way, convey the ideas to people without disgusting them. And also maybe enticing them to actually watch the film and not watching it as like this shock piece, but watching it as a film that is meaningful. You know, because it's like I've seen some of these shock films, you know, like Itchy the Killer it's just silly. It's just stupid. The shock there is shock for shock's sake, and it really doesn't really have anything to say other than bullying is bad, I guess. Like, that's Itchy the Killer's message is bullies are bad. It's sort of like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's also all the Japanese ones where it's just, hey, so here's like this woman getting murdered. It's also like half porn.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of like, I'm not a big fan of films like that where it's shocking for shocking's sake. But Sallow definitely has a, you know, it has a lot of thought put in. Everything there is there in a meaningful way. And it...
Well, go ahead, sorry.
No, you talk.
I just don't... I don't know if the shock value thing is such a thing to be worried about, because, like, YouTube lost their mind over Swallow, the... What was that vegan propaganda film? Like 2 years ago.
I don't know.
But Swallow for sure. Like, I just Googled Swallow film. Let Me Explain's got almost 1 million views. Chris Stuckman's got 406,000. But I mean, it's Chris Stuckman. You could, like, release a movie review of fucking porn and get 300 views.
Yeah. No, YouTubers like these kinds of, like, talking about controversial stuff. That's big. And, I mean, I see that. Like, I do see that. And I want to kind of rope people in by making them think that it's going to be like this, talking about this controversy, talking about this, like, dark, you know, sort of spooktuber sort of thing. You know, like a next...
You gotta make the thumbnail just the most complete, like, clickbait BS you possibly can.
Or...
Like 12 different...
Just, like, 12, like, fucking red circles. Just, like, pointless yellow arrows all over the place.
The drama alert thumbnails.
Get all your YouTuber friends to allow you to use their likeness and just have all of them point to the red circle. Just like there's just nothing there. It's just a red circle.
Yeah, like no, bottom of the fucking thumbnail just has text that says like, "She ate what?"
I actually have an idea for like the thumbnail, and it's just a frame from the movie that I'm gonna sort of color, and it's a very visceral frame. I think I'm gonna use that. That also isn't pornographic. It doesn't have nudity, which is hard to do with Sallow because there's nudity in almost every scene. But it's a very visceral frame, and I think.
As the minister of Booba, I say yes.
Wait, let me. I'm gonna share it in the. I'm gonna find it on Google Images really fast. Let me share it in the Discord so you guys can.
I might know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think you shared the IMDb for Sallow, and it literally had nudity in the, like, IMDb.
There was the Letterboxd page, I think.
Letterboxd, that's it. It was either IMDb or Letterboxd, one of the two. It literally had nudity in that one. It's like, even we were all like, wait a minute, what? Like, on Letterboxd?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, boobs are the least of that movie's problems.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm sharing it here in general chat so you guys can see it. It's going to take Sallow or the 120 Days of Sodom, 1975. Or they just have his tongue out.
Seems like something Tony would post.
That is Tony.
Tony be like literally me.
Yeah. Tony, the random word generator.
Hold on, am I allowed to... I'm going to go read the last thing he said. Am I allowed to read that on stream?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. How... Yeah, I would say that let's keep that as a Discord thing. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna start just giving one, like, just 2 more minutes. If you guys have any, like, comments, questions, I think I've talked about quite a bit. I got in touch with Vincent Gallo this morning, and I want to do a video with him. I want to, like, interview him. I'm trying to get him to interview me, or I'm trying to be able to interview him. So he responded to my DM, so we'll see. That'd be cool.
Yeah, on review, I can't. upset.
Yeah.
That would get you just removed off YouTube instantly.
Yeah, it would. But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll probably, I don't know. Yeah, I'll make my follow-up to David Lynch, or not David Lynch, Orson Welles. The Orson Welles follow-up. I've watched every single Orson Welles movie, even the really obscure ones, and yeah. So I'm gonna start working on that after my Sallow video. And but yeah. Anyways, guys.
I was about to be like, someone has a question, and then I saw it was Steve. I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, answer the question, Kino.
When's the next Among Us stream?
People want Among Us, dude.
Oh my god.
Among Us. Troll videos there for like a month were the greatest thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Among Us Mondays, Among Us Wednesdays, Minecraft Tuesdays, Minecraft.
Guys, I have a confession to make. I'm not making Among Us videos anymore. Like, I don't know, but the one video, is he actually friends with Dream? I didn't watch it.
I don't know.
I don't think
Like, cause he makes a video where he's like, I'm sorry to Dream. I said something about Dream that I shouldn't have, and it's like, I don't know. I would not like it if he was actually friends with Dream, because Dream seems like a fucking scumbag.
Now, okay, so I've played games with Donkey like years and years ago, so I don't know if it still is, but like everything he does is part of his character. Like even playing games with him, like casually, he was still in character. Like the man is a phenomenal actor. Like he just slips into the Donkey persona like at the drop of a hat.
Like, I don't know. It's weird. I find it so weird that he's like another person off camera. You know, like,
yeah,
because he's a very good actor, like you said.
Well, he's not that different, but like there is a difference between Donkey and Jason. You know? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like the
he's
difference. It's like the difference between the punished Kino Sigma male of Twitter and the Kino corner of YouTube.
Yeah, because Kino corner of YouTube is a Sigma male in real life.
Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. Valentine's Day date stream. Here, as the ending, I will finish up that piece of the cookie cake. I do.
Yes.
I keep my promises. Now I'm just sitting here chewing.
I think I got diabetes watching.
But anyways.
Welcome back to Kino Food Reviews.
Oh yeah.
This is running on him. Kino Food Reviews.
I am the review bra of Kino.
Well, speaking of, you both live in Florida. When's the review?
Oh yeah,
bra
when's
collab?
the collab? I should just do like review bra style things where I like go to Barnes and Noble and buy a Criterion, and I just sit in my car, like discussing Criterion movies.
No, you gotta do is just like take the disc, put it on a plate, get like a knife and fork.
Yeah, I cut into Sallow. Like I'm just eating parts of the actual like disc of Sallow while I'm wearing like an ill-fitting suit.
This is
it's symbolism.
Yeah.
This is filming on celluloid.
But anyways, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for coming on to the stream. I hope you all liked Beginners so much when you share the video to Twitter or to Reddit or to Facebook, wherever. Like, you wouldn't believe how much it actually helps my channel when people just share the video. So if you could share it, it helps me a lot. I put a lot of work into my videos, and I hate to I don't like to shill myself except like retweeting my videos on Twitter. I prefer it if it's more organic. I prefer if it's more natural. If you guys actually like the video, sharing it. But yeah, if you liked it, please share it around. Really helps the channel out a lot. And the more people that watch my videos, the more money I get, the more I can invest in making my videos better. always looking for ways to invest in getting better equipment, invest in getting props for my videos. Like, I mean, heck, for my Citizen Kane video, I bought that typewriter. I scoured my entire town and bought the typewriter for $75.
That's impressive that someone there had a typewriter.
Exactly. And so
I don't want to fully dox you, but I mean the town's gotten bigger, but there aren't many people there.
Yeah, and so I was able, so I do invest a lot into my videos, and the more people that watch my videos, I'm all about just getting better and better. I'm all about making I just take my YouTube money and I put it back into my videos. I have my own job. I'm not, you know what I mean? I make a living doing what I do. So all my YouTube money I just put into my own videos. So the more people that watch it, the more I can invest, and the better the production value is. So, so if you guys want to share it, if you liked it, go back. There's plenty of videos of mine that don't have the kind of love that I think they deserve. But yeah, I'll stop shilling. You guys have a good night. Have a good Valentine's Day. And I have been your Valentine. And you can say that the Kino Corner was your Valentine of 2021. So have a nice night.